my granny for the memories. And if it's for a good cause, I'm buying 10 of these. Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside. Knee deep in the game and I'm still the same. Why you always hating? That's a shame. Gotta split the profits with the ones that came. With your other homies, share the vision, yeah, we got the same picture. You won't catch me in the club, I like to meditate. I be higher than a bird, I like to levitate. When I ask them how they doing, it ain't never great. So I be focused on the money, need a better rate. Baby girl eating veggies, doing yoga at the crib. Swimming in the winter, don't get colder where I live. Still the same number, if you got it, you can hit me. Pull up to the park, I'ma match you on a sticky. I ain't tryna be nobody, I ain't gotta be. 100 bands up, shopping at the Dollar Tree. Never been a type that gotta act, gotta lie. I just go and get the bread and bring it back to the tribe. Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside.
What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Moeketsi Maimane, aka Max from Maximum Temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
My name is Nommyp, Mkabayi, KaMakhosazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MooCee Mist. My name is MooCee Mist.
Yo, check this out.
Durban streets, what's poppin'? It's the Vooka
Breakfast show.
Monday to Friday.
Look, seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside. Slide around the city with my day one. I ain't gotta worry cause they A1. Wasn't in the field then you can't come with us. My little shorty going stupid, going straight dumb with us. I'm a big time, still humble in the hood. Gotta keep it positive on nothing but the good. When I'm on vacation, I be stunting like I should. Got a real queen falling, she gon' stumble on the wood. And I still be doing business with my brother down. And I know that if I got it, I'ma cover them. And I know that if I need it, they gon' give it back. Gotta practice what you preachin', I be living that. Taking trips round the globe, bringing game back. Touchdown hood, happy that I came back. Take a photo with my granny for the memories. And if it's for a good cause, I'm buying 10 of these. Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside. Knee deep in the game and I'm still the same. Why you always hating? That's a shame. Gotta split the profits with the ones that came. With your other homies, share the vision, yeah, we got the same picture. You won't catch me in the club, I like to meditate. I be higher than a bird, I like to levitate. When I ask them how they doing, it ain't never great. So I be focused on the money, need a better rate. Baby girl eating veggies, doing yoga at the crib. Swimming in the winter, don't get colder where I live. Still the same number, if you got it, you can hit me. Pull up to the park, I'ma match you on a sticky. I ain't tryna be nobody, I ain't gotta be. 100 bands up, shopping at the Dollar Tree. Never been a type that gotta act, gotta lie. I just go and get the bread and bring it back to the tribe. Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't really who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause they ain't
Durban streets, what's poppin'?
It's the Vooka.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Monday to Friday.
We are live.
Durban streets, what's poppin'?
The favorite morning crew
On the Vooka
Breakfast Show. Let's go.
It's yet another great morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your energetic start to the day, accompanied by that daily dose of positivity. A very good morning to you, whoever is watching and listening from wherever you are. Do make sure that you connect with us all over our social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Right now, we are live on YouTube. Do make sure that you tell your friends to tell their friends to subscribe, so that each and every time when you go live, they will be notified that the Vooka Best team is live and ready to get things going on this beautiful Tuesday. It's a Choose You Tuesday, hashtag choose who. Who are you choosing on this beautiful Tuesday? Because we always encourage people to choose themselves, so that you can also have an impact on what other people think about you, and of course spread the positivity as we always do. My name is Moeketsi Maimane. I'm happy to be with you this morning, and you know there are various ways you can also connect with us or also catch us live. And I'm not forgetting that you can not only get the visual stream, you can also get the audio stream on Underground Radio app. For you to get the app, if you're on iOS, also on Android, you can go and visit Play Store or App Store and download the app, so that you can enhance the experience of getting the Vooka Breakfast Show. But you know, when we kickstart our morning, we give you what we call picture of the day. Behind me, you're seeing pictures, various pictures, and you're asking yourself, today what are we highlighting, and today what is it that we need to add on our bucket list? Don't worry, we've got you covered with all of the details. So today we are covering Meropa Casino and Entertainment World that is situated in Polokwane. It is a Moroccan themed entertainment hub offering world-class gaming, dining, and leisure just 5 kilometers from the city center. It features over 324 slot machines and 12 gaming tables, alongside vibrant restaurants, live shows, and family-friendly attractions, making it a one-stop destination for both thrill seekers and relaxed holiday makers in Limpopo. So that's what we have for you, Meropa. I know that for a lot of people, in terms of traveling and getting to know what South Africa has to offer, you rely on us, and that's why we give you each and every morning picture of the day. Today Tomorrow morning, going to come back, of course, and give you another one which you needed to explore. South Africa has so much to offer. All you need to do is to go to Google and search these places so that you can see what other activities do they really offer when it comes to activities. That's all we have for your picture of the day. And you know that our day also continues in terms of who we connect with, the guests that we have in the studio, just to make sure that the information that they share, it's more educational, more inspirational, so that you can also use it on your day-to-day life. Today we're going to be joined by none other by Osvaldo Nyaka, also known as the Dimartini Method Facilitator. But today's subject is going to be interesting because it's going to be all around African liberation. He spoke to us and he was like, there's an interesting author I need you guys to read about. So if you want to know more about the conversation and you want to learn or take something, key factors of the conversation, do make sure to not miss a conversation we're about to have with him right here in the studio. Hope that you are ready, of course, to get your day going with all of the beautiful things that we have for you. Our WhatsApp line is open for calls and voice note, and you need to dial 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. What we're going to do right now is to take a short break, and then we'll come back. We'll give you all of your news headlines and sports headlines. So don't switch the dial. Once again, a very good morning. Let's fill you in on what you have missed on your latest news headline. Starting off with your first headline, Ramaphosa states that unemployment and poverty are failing, but South Africa's recovery must continue. President Cyril Ramaphosa highlighted South Africa's economic recovery, citing failing unemployment, reduced poverty, 4 consecutive quarters of growth, low inflation, and rising investor confidence after exiting the FATF grey list. He stressed the need for sustainable progress through expanded investment, infrastructure spending, and reforms in electricity, logistics, and water. Ramaphosa announced a 1 trillion rand in public infrastructure projects over 3 years and urged stronger public-private partnership. He called on government and social partners to ensure growth translates into jobs and long-term benefits, with cabinet set to discuss strategies at its annual Lekgotla later this month. On your list headline, DJ Waras murder accused denied bail. Victim Teto Majola, accused of murdering media personality Warwick DJ Waras Stock, was denied bail by the Johannesburg Magistrate Court. Majola faces charges of premeditated murder and conspiracy after Stock was fatally shot on the 16th of December 2025 near the Carlton Center. Despite presenting an alibi and denying involvement, evidence linked him to the crime, including surveillance footage and documents found on his phone. The court cited conflicting addresses, risk of witness interference, and credible threats against the Stock before his death. The case has been postponed to the 11th of February for further investigation. On your last news headline, Senzo Mchunu showed interest in ANC councillor killing a case. KwaZulu-Natal Acting Deputy Police Commissioner Anthony Gopal testified before the Madlanga Commission that Police Minister Senzo Mchunu questioned why the political killings task team was investigating the February 2025 murder of ANC councillor Pendukani Mabhida. Gopal explained that the team was better equipped to handle political killings, understanding the modus operandi and contracted hitmen involved. He defended the decision, stressing the task team's expertise in such cases. That's all for your news headline. Now heading over to your sports news, starting off with rugby news. Ellis Park, a massive challenge for Bulls belief. The Vodacom Bulls under Johan Ackerman snapped a 7-game losing streak with gritty wins over Pau and Edinburgh, but now face a crucial Joskei Derby rematch against the Lions at Ellis Park. Their earlier home defeat to the Lions hurt deeply, both in confidence and log position. Injuries remain a concern through key Springboks like Canon Moody, Cobus Weiss and Elchri Lowe are set to return. Ackerman stresses consistency, clinical finishing and composure as the Bulls aim to build momentum before the Six Nation break. On cricket news, Themba Bavuma Foundation commemorates a 10-year anniversary. The Themba Bavuma Foundation marks 10 years of promoting education and sport in disadvantaged communities, providing essential like stationery, uniforms and computers. Bavuma, unveiled as Mukuru's brand ambassador, sees corporate backing as key to expanding bursaries nationwide and strengthening Africa cricket ahead of the 2027 ICC World Cup. Meanwhile, the Proteas prepare for a 3-match T20 series against the West Indies in Paarl, Johannesburg and Pretoria, their final rehearsal before the T20 World Cup set to run from the 7th of February to the 8th of March. Bavuma, absent from the squad, focuses on Test and ODs as a captain. Lastly, on your football news, Abdesalam Odu outlines expectation for Orlando Pirates January signings. Orlando Pirates confirmed the signings of Andre de Jong, Daniel Msendani and Paul Chabatse. Coach Odo praised de Jong's intelligence and finishing ability, highlighting his PSL and international experience. He described Msendani as a speedy winger capable of winning one-on-one battles and contributing defensively, while Chabadi was lauded for his precise left foot, expected to strengthen the defense. All three are seen as sports news updates throughout the show, and do make sure to use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to let us know. Don't forget to send your voice note on 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Let's take a short break and then we'll come back with your traffic update.
Good morning, South Africa. Now let's get you all nice and safe on the roads. Now, starting off with your KZN traffic update, there are no major accidents reported at the moment. Roads are clear and moving well. Heading over to your Gauteng update, expect congestion on the N12 westbound between Gulilis and Edenville Road. All lanes are open, but traffic is moving slowly through the stretch. Good news on the N1 southbound at Regal Drive. The earlier stationary vehicle has been cleared and traffic is now free moving. Now that's all for your traffic update. Stay tuned. Don't move, Danyagaza, because we definitely do have a jam-packed show coming up.
Giving you the sounds of Victor Lundberg. What would I do? Good morning, Vooka Nation. It is 22 minutes past 7 right now, and of course, we're kickstarting your day on a very high energetic note. It's a Tuesday. Hashtag choose you. Or who are you choosing on this beautiful Tuesday? My name is Moeketsi Maimane, and I'm happy to be with you throughout until the hour of 10 o'clock. But you know that we always make sure that you are ready for the day when it comes to your weather update. For those who were watching, they saw on their screens in terms of what to expect when they go out. But those who are listening, this is your weather update if you are looking to go anywhere. If you're around Pretoria, you will be facing 17 degrees Celsius with some clear skies. And if you're in Bloemfontein, it is a nice 18 degrees Celsius with some broken clouds. And then, of course, if you are right here in Soweto, it is feeling like a 21 degrees Celsius with some clear skies. And then in Khayelitsha, it's 19 degrees Celsius with some scattered clouds. And then in Johannesburg, it's 21 degrees and it feels like a 20 degrees with some clear skies. Heading over to Cape Town, it's 18 degrees Celsius with some scattered clouds. And in Durban, it's 29 degrees Celsius, but it's going to be, the highest is going to be 33 degrees Celsius with some few clouds. That's all we have for your weather update. If anything happens in terms of what is changing on your weather, we will let you know. And then, of course, for the market rate for this morning, the 27th of January 2026, let's look into how the rand is currently trading with other currencies out there. Starting off with the US dollar, the rand is currently trading at 16 rands 7 cents. And then heading over to your Great British Pound, the rand is currently trading at 21 rands 93 cents. And then when it comes to the euro, the rand is currently trading at 19 rands 2 cents. And then the Japanese yen, the rand is currently trading at 10 cents. And then the Australian dollar, it's currently trading at 11 rands 10 cents. Lastly, the Chinese yuan, it's a 2 rand 31 cents. Heading over to your commodities, looking over when it comes to gold. Gold is currently at 43,500 rand, and Brent crude oil is 1,550 rand. And then Bitcoin is currently at marketed price at 1,250,000 rand. That's all we have for this morning when it comes to your market trends for January 27, 2026. We will come back same time, same place when it comes to your market trends tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. But with that being said, you know that we always bring you a jam-packed show. And what we want to say is connect with us throughout our social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show. And the hashtag to use, of course, if you're watching at YouTube, is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. For you to dial us in, WhatsApp line is open for calls, for voice note, for comments, or anything that you feel like doing. 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Can't wait to hear from you. Can't wait to hear your thoughts because there are so many discussions we're going to unpack right here. Trending topics, daily bread, everything that has to do with things that you didn't know. And then, of course, at the hour 8 o'clock, we'll bring you news recap for some of the news that you have missed. But what I want to do right now is just to do a mini check-in with my team members. Of course, you know that teamwork is a dream work. Very good morning, Afriberry. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Mo. Good morning to the Vooka family, and not forgetting the underground DBN family out there at Tegwini. I am doing fantastic, man. It's a beautiful day to be out here. But unfortunately, it seems like the sniffles are going to catch me super early this year because of this weather that just keeps on changing on and off. And it's something that I'm definitely not a fan of because, I mean, like, my sinuses are just all over the place. But moving on from that, I am doing fantastic, feeling amazing. And I also do hope that everybody is having a wonderful and shiny, bright morning. Today is a Choose Musketela. Let us know who are you choosing, or what's that one thing you choose to always make sure that you're fighting for in order for your life, or to give your life a beautiful and meaningful scenery, right? And to those who know me and those who don't know me, I go by the name of Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Plays. But to the darker the berry, the sweeter than Tontoni.
Exactly. And not forgetting that we also have a man who is also right there. And I just saw a little bit of something happening. But of course, as I have mentioned, that there is so much that you're going to be unpacking this morning. I need you to stay with us. Just stay locked in, because that is what we always do. We want to hear from you. But just before we do that, let's get straight into a conversation right now. right? And I hear that you have something for us. Please hit us.
Yes. I definitely do have something. And looking at the fact that Valentine is coming,
Yeah.
where's your boyfriend? You know, well, next month is like Valentine's month, the month for love, and some people will be heading over for their first dates. And some people actually maybe starting this week to actually go on their first dates after maybe a very long hiatus that they actually went through, right? And then like there's something always interesting when it comes to first dates.
Yeah.
It's a bit easy, but not so easy to handle for most people, hey?
Yeah.
And then like it's a very wonderful thing to go on a first date or a date exactly, because I mean just picture yourself, you're out there sitting across from somebody new, and the coffee is nice and hot, and the vibe is amazing.
Yeah.
But then that one person just suddenly starts talking about the ex.
Okay.
Like, who talks about their ex on a first date? That's something that you do not do. Or they just start telling you, no, like, wabona na motho a ko bilang tampa, so gona no nentse ke tshogile gore tshwantse ke tswe dating. No. Those are things we definitely do not want to hear on a first date, eh?
Yeah.
And some people say that honesty is probably the best policy, but not always on a first date. I mean, there's some people who just like to keep it very traditional, right? And keeping it very traditional, they just do that by keeping it light on the first date, because first dates are for fun, not therapy. And studies have also shown that people form impressions in the first seconds that they actually start conversing. So imagine you're out there sitting with somebody new and you're just enjoying a nice car, a nice beverage, and then you start talking about your ex. Now that just dives everything down very fast and derails the chemistry before you guys could even get anywhere. And then there's some people like us, or some people like me, and they call us the oversharer, because sometimes if you cannot take me at my realest, then boy, bye. But obviously that's not all about it when it comes to people who come on first dates, because you always do meet different personalities, and then there's always that person who just likes to balance things, make sure that things are always in the balance. There's nothing that's actually tipping over when it comes to the whole world of love. And those people are actually also amazing, because psychologists also recommended that staying authentic but avoiding emotional landmines on a first date is actually something beneficial. So basically keeping it light and making sure that you don't get overly stimulated, so you end up talking about your ex, is always the best policy. Just enjoy the person. If you feel like that I might end up being like me and oversharing, sit down, relax, and just let the person do their things. And when it comes to studies, there's like about 60% of singles that say talking about exes on first dates is a no-go area. So no, don't tell me about your ex who dumped you. Don't tell me about your ex who did something bad, because as much as that I may be a female, we are definitely not the same, hey? And then 40, meanwhile, like the 40% that's remaining from the 100%, think about money. All they want to talk about is money. I want a man who can buy me a Gucci bag. I want the latest Hammers bag. No, more girl, I also want to go can buy me like the latest Rolex. Sometimes that's not even necessary, because all we're trying to do is get to know one another. So why talk about money? Why include all your exes when all we should be talking about is basically who are you and what makes you stand out from the crowd? But for those who always go out on first dates and find that we more shanyana sometimes, don't worry, because I definitely do have some pointers for you to make sure that you never go wrong on your first date. Now, the first point is that never talk about your past relationships or your ex. Let drama ya gage o sample le re ex a go bila tla go ntlong ya go thuba fedicha or a tshela mpeta go ka mafura. No, ain't nobody got time for that one. And then the second one, no man, ladies, this one goes out to my girls. I love y'all, but no, stop talking about money, debt, baby when you don't need to know that. We are still you're still getting to know each other. Why do you want to talk about money, debt, or even how much I earn? That's definitely a red flag. And then the third one is marriage and babies. We haven't even gone out for 3 months.
Now you're telling me that, he must be able to pay Lobola within the first 6 months. Whoa, relax. And then why are you planning for a baby with somebody that you're not even sure that you have a future with? Relax. That's how some people just end up on the wrong side of first dates. Don't talk about marriage or baby plans. It's too early for that. And then obviously the fourth one, family conflicts. Can we please keep our family drama out of first dates? No. I can't be telling you. I know my family has drama, but imagine me telling you about my uncle. No, 50 rand, so no. That's a 10 off, and it's definitely a no. Don't tell me about family conflicts, and I also won't bring my conflicts on the table. And then heading over to the fifth one, trauma or deeply personal struggles. Now, we understand that sometimes talking about your trauma and personal struggles is also a way for a person to know you, or maybe why you turn to switch up when it comes to your personality, emotions, or moods. But on the first date, it's something that one should never talk about, especially if you're still getting to know a person, because some people may seem reliable on the first date, but after that, when you turn around, they go tell the whole streets what's going on with your life. You don't want your news all up in people's business. So please keep your trauma and struggles down for a bit, at least maybe until 6 months or even a year, when you feel like you've already built enough trust with the person you are officially dating and seeing. And then after that, we are also followed about political rants. a re batlo tseba gore wena votela EFF and kolona ba itse wena votele ANC. No, let's leave the political rants to the politicians. Or maybe when we feel like it's something that actually needs a discussion that actually leads to political affairs. But on a first date, it's a bit too heavy and it's not a light topic. So it's also going to make the first date look like we're in a conference room debating about the markets, about the land, and a whole lot of stuff. So please, political rants, keep them down low, man. Nobody wants to hear about that. And gossip. Gossip about co-workers. No. Why are you dating? I am there to date you, not your colleagues. If I wanted to date your colleagues, then I definitely would have gone for your colleagues. So I don't understand why you need to start gossiping about your colleagues, people that I don't even know. Now you're already planting different things, negative things in my head because of the experiences that you've had with them. So please, let's keep them out of the date and make sure that we just enjoy our time. And obviously, health issues. Unless it's an emergency health issue, then yes, it's pretty understandable. For example, if you're epileptic, then yes, I'd understand why you want to put that out on the table because you might end up having an episode right in front of me. That's pretty understandable. But if it's diabetes, then please make sure that you don't order anything that's sugary on our first date. But otherwise, that's everything. That's also amazing. And things that people need to look out and not do on their first date. So please stay away from those no-go first date areas because nobody wants to hear about marriage, money, drama with your exes, family conflicts, gossip about your colleagues, health issues unless they are definitely serious, and a lot more. So tell me, what's that one topic you think nobody should ever touch on their first date? I'm very keen on knowing. Mo,
yeah.
On the first date that you ever went to, I guess to lady date guy. But obviously, when you go out on your first date, what's that one thing that you feel like your other half or the person that you went out on a date with should have never talked about, especially on the table?
I mean, personally, I feel like this also goes with, the level of maturity that someone is trying to gain, right? I mean, for me right now, at the age that I am, most of the dates that I've went to in the past, I don't bring finances, right, as a subject, right? Because there's things that we need to know about people way before we talk about finances. Because firstly, I need to deal with myself in terms of how I handle my finances. So it's something that we're going to be tackling later on. It's just going to come up as something that I'm struggling with. And I know that the person that I'm with, they're not interested in helping me. Maybe they might be to say, Lucky enough, I'm a financial advisor, and don't worry, when it comes to finance, subjects like that, it's things that we can, break down and make me understand what is it that you're trying to, talk about, or what you are struggling with. But with me, I mean, these no-go topics for me, I feel like they are necessary, right? Yes, you can't talk about your exes, but in terms of how I get to know a person from the core, I want to know how you behaved, because there are people who say, no, I don't want to talk about my ex, but why? That means, we might find out that you have been cheating on your past relationships, all of them. So I want to know your past for, okay, how did the last relationship end, so that I know what I'm working on. Maybe your past relationship ended because you are someone who is obviously impatient, right? You are impatient. You can't wait for simple things. I mean, for me to see you in the next 7 days, you can't handle that, right? So if I know that you dumped your partner because you were impatient, because you wanted to see them, I mean, for me, I'm a patient person. That means we're not going to really work out, right? So I feel like the no-go topics are a hint of, let's just take something, not to say let's talk about your ex, what kind of a person is, no, I don't want to talk about that, but I want to talk about your behavioral patterns in your last relationships, because I also want to know what I'm dealing with right here.
So, Mo, you telling me that you're ready to talk about having a baby and discussing marriage on the first date? For me, I feel like some of these are correct in terms of no-go areas for a first date discussion. But hence I said that, especially when it comes to health is pretty understandable, because, for example, like I said, you may have epilepsy. So if you have an episode while
why am I talking about my health on a first date with you? I don't really understand.
Here's what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying that is because some people have a pretty bad epilepsy episodes that they may have. It may happen at any given time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when or where that I'm at. So for me, it probably might be a warning. If you see me just faint, it's because of this and this and that. Because it's also scary for a first date, you're going with somebody and they didn't mention that they have a severe health issue, and then something happens to them, you're sitting there, or somebody faints because they didn't have their insulin for diabetes, and then when you're just sitting go away fainties, but not even knowing that the person has a severe health issue. So sometimes when it comes to the health one, that's probably the one part that I'll probably pardon in terms of a first date discussion, because I think it's pretty important. For example, the same goes for allergies. It's a health issue. What if I order something that you're allergic to, or I order you a drink, not knowing that maybe there's something in the drink that doesn't go well with your system, and then next thing I know, you're out there, you're having a rash, you're having an allergic reaction, and I'm wondering for you, okay, what's happening now?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, that some discussions, especially when it comes to health, though, that's the one thing that I'll probably pardon when it comes to a first date, because at least in that one, I know that I'm in a safe area. Imagine you just have a severe allergic reaction, and the next thing, you always are blocked. That time I was not even aware that you're allergic to a certain thing.
Yeah. I mean, before I bring in the guys, right? For me, I feel like, because it's something that I've read, So while I was reading this book, I came across, this whole dopamine effect in terms of how it works, how you can also balance your chemical reaction when you see someone, because there are people who cannot handle how they feel when they're around a person. So I was taught, and I think it's something that I've been doing, it's working quite well, that it's always best to start with the hard conversation first, because the honeymoon phase kills this, leeway of talking about the hard things, because you're going to feel we are happy, we are in our happy mode. Why should I bring this matter of I have an anxiety problem, I have a depression problem? People feel like it's going to kill the relationship. It's really going to kill what we are trying to build right now. So I'd rather have the hard conversations first. What kind of a person are you? Because I have given people, this feel of I'm someone who is open to anything, right? I'm an open space, basically. I'm a safe space, not an open space. I'm a safe space. So I've had a lot of people talk about their problems on a first date, and I didn't feel, awkward. I didn't feel like I don't want to be here, but I felt like this person is just, giving me a gateway of understanding the kind of person she is, because it's not nice finding out after 5 years or this person is like this. It's really not nice. That's why you have people who are stuck in relationships, because they feel like it's been 10 years, right? For them it feels convenient to say it's been 10 years, we've been doing this. So I don't really think that I should bring these no-go topics that we should have brought on a first date. Right, yes, first dates are all about fun, but sometimes jinx it a little bit. You know that a 1 hour movie also has a twist plot. Let it happen on the first date. Let us have our twist plot. I want to know what makes you angry. How do you react when something makes you angry? We are in a restaurant, a waiter makes you angry, you are racist, you're busy, saying swear words that I cannot even say. From that onset, I'm going to decide, no. There's no second date for me and you, because it was helpful for me to find out what kind of a person you are on a first date. Because the no-go topics, they kind of put this image on a person.
Blindfold.
People lie on first dates. That, like, I also lie. I wouldn't hide that. I also lie because we are just trying to make a conversation right here. I mean, even with the level of reasoning that people have. Because when I want fun things, and when other people, lean on fun things, you might find out they enjoy more than focusing on serious things that needs proper reasoning. So proper reasoning capacity is something that you need to find out on a first date. No, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about the geopolitical state of what is happening in the world. What do you think about Trump, kidnapping the president of Venezuela? Then it's fine. Bye. No second date. I mean, it's very important to know these things. You get married, you have plans with your kid. Yes, you're bringing kids into this world. So you have to know what is happening all around this world. Don't be naive. Don't be someone who is arrogant. Don't be,
a typical blonde.
Exactly. So I also feel like the no-go topics, let's take a bit. Let's take a bit. Yes, it's fine. Let's talk about our lives, where we come from, my family, just a little bit of this is the people that I stay with. I mean, you might find out that the person is staying with their ex, wherever they are, in the residential area. I'm like, no. So how are we doing? Like, what are we going to do with this whole situation? But it's a very interesting, topic and a discussion that we want to have with you. But, of course, when it says right here, that snapshot that about 60% of singles say talking about exes on a first date is a no-go. Meanwhile, 40% think money talk is too personal and too soon. So when it comes to these stats, I feel like 40% should be people who agree talking about exes on their first date.
That's definitely the way it is. Because for me, it has to be vice versa. There's no way that you can have 60% where they don't want to talk about the exes, yet 40% would like to discuss money. That means that it's also switched around.
Yeah.
That means that within that 60%, that they actually does not want to discuss anything that has to do with the exes. They're much more comfortable with discussing their finances and money, and that 40% is comfortable with discussing their exes. But like you said, it's different strokes for different folks. Some people would prefer staying away from those no-go area topics, and some people would prefer literally ripping the band-aid off on the first date to just see who the person actually is and not have a whole facade in front of their face where somebody's pretending to be Miss Goody Two-Shoes while they're not. That one is pretty understandable. What do you guys think, though, about the whole first date situation that's going on? What's that one thing that you would not like to discuss on a first date?
Yeah, so we have the Mist right there behind the camera about to share his thoughts about things that, you have to avoid talking about on a first date. My brother, what do you think? What are your thoughts, man? Mic on?
It is. It is. Labua. Here's the thing, Mo. You see, we try to equate or quantify these things as a standard thing that works across the board, and unfortunately it's not. All these kinds of things are very subjective, and they differ from person to person or individual to individual. And what it also does is that it gives a perspective, or an insight rather, more than a perspective, as to who you are. Why are you wanting to ask me what I think of Trump? And
I want to know,
what does it have to do with you and
where is your way of thinking?
What does it have to do with you and I being interested in each other? You don't know me.
I mean, it shows the importance of knowing what is happening in my life. Maybe
but those kinds of conversations and discussions happen down the road. They happen down the road. Because the first thing that comes to mind when you meet someone new and we're coming to a date is, how do they look? That's the first impression. That's what you look at.
I've seen you through your pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. But now we're excited. You're excited. Your stomach is in knots. Your stomach is in knots because you're meeting me for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, who's this guy, man?
Yeah.
Who told me he smelled so good when I hugged him? Those are the little things that we look at. And
exactly.
those small topics, those small discussions there. What is your favorite color? What do you like to eat when you wake up? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite song to listen to when you're happy? What church do you go to? Where did you grow up? Or did you grow up in the, in the concrete jungle somewhere in Joburg? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
All those micro conversations and discussions build up to the big topics, right? I found out that your favorite color is blue, for instance. I'll make an example, all right? And when we look at the political landscape of South Africa, the blue color is associated with DA.
Yeah.
Then we can get to that. What's your favorite season of the year? I like summer, you like winter. Oh, really? In the winter, I like going to Cape Town, for instance. Or in the summer, I like visiting Durban.
Yeah.
Those small topics and discussions, those micro topics are the ones that build up to the big scale conversation.
That one I agree with you, because I feel like it's something that, yes, people do start with those things when you try to get to know someone. Because obviously I can't, when the first time I'm meeting you, opening a chair for you, you sit down and say, okay, what is your favorite political party in South Africa? Of course, we would have started, the conversation lightly in terms of your likes, your dislikes, your favorite color, what do you like eating, like those, the conversation that you're mentioning. But now, hence I mentioned that just like a movie, it has its twist and plots.
But this is not a movie.
We are not in a date for like 20 minutes.
This is not a movie, though.
Yep.
This is not a movie, unfortunately. Ideally, and for someone who's like me, who really loves movies and who lives a movie-like life, I lead a movie-like life. But I'm realistic when I meet someone and I'm hanging out with someone, all right?
Yeah.
And we can't want to equate a realistic, practical, actual date that two adults are having to one that is in the movies. Movies are there for fantasy. We're fantasizing who I wish I could go to Maplanke for a first date. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But realistically, I go chicken again, more roadhouse if I don't have money. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's little things that somewhat give a bit of insight as to how you've dressed, how you take care of yourself. I mean, there's that program that I don't like on that other channel that I don't like. And that guy came as a tlapa, he had his nails dirty. Who got you? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No,
the other episode is unomretete. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Those kinds of things. Those little things introduce it. They say a whole lot more than what you would say by introducing yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So even in the first date, we don't talk about politics. I can't be talking about how much I earn on a first date. We build up to that, right? After our first date, 3-4 days later, I text you, hey, did you eat today? I was just thinking about you. You happened to cross my mind. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It builds up.
Yeah.
It builds up. It builds up. It's the smallest of things. Hey, look, man, I'm leaving the studio now. I'm not going to have data or Wi-Fi for the next hour or so. I'll text you when I get home.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's that guy who was on TikTok who was saying he loves every little thing. You can't just, on a first date, you want every little update about my life. No. We build up to those kinds of things, right? So I think the reason that we talk about the small things, the topics that seem insignificant is because they work. They work. All those small things build up to the big things. Like there's the thing that Lawrence Fishburne says in Aquila and the Bee with KK Palmer, is that big words, big bombastic words are made up of smaller words, like solar eclipse and whatever else. I'm just making a typical example, just to make an analogy.
Yeah.
So it's the small things, what's your favorite dress or whatever? What's your favorite hymn at church? Do you even go to church? No, I don't go to church. I believe in. It's like, oh, really? That's interesting. And you won't understand. And you find that you guys are polar opposites on that end, but you are able to have a civil discussion and conversation.
Yeah.
I understand. So that we can build up to, actually, what do you think about Trump and the whole Venezuela? Well, understand. It's like a month in now. Now we've established rapport, you and I.
A month in.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Right now. It happened yesterday. I want to know how you think about it right now. Because it's not like when, we were not together, you were not even paying attention to these things. I understand that sometimes a first date literally pushes people to go and learn about other things. That, oh man, this guy, striked a different chord when we were together, because we were talking about politics, we were talking about, different things that are happening, socio-economic status of the country, like those kind of things. So for other people, they feel like if you don't touch maybe a little bit, just to touch on a little bit of everything, they feel like you don't want to talk about those things, depending on what kind of a person you went out on a date with, right? So they were going to feel like, okay, I feel like on a first date, for me personally, I feel like we should talk about a little bit of more, like everything in terms of, do you have a child? How much you earn? Those kind of things. I mean, people are different, guys. People are different. There are people who want to know, hey, what am I getting myself into? Because there is a trend, on TikTok where this guy is asking, these, I'm going to call them baddies, right? So he's like, okay, for you, what should a man earn to qualify to date you? These girls, they go crazy with these amounts. At least a man should earn 50,000 rands in order to qualify to date me. A man should earn 10,000 rands, right? A man should earn 30,000 rand. These are real people. They are there, and you might find out that you might go out on a date with that person, and you didn't know, right?
That's ridiculous, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
What I mean in the ridicule in it is that how are you attracting those kinds of people? Remember, we've spoken about this.
It's your ways.
What the kind of people attract say a lot about you.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be so demanding, do you meet the scale that you want to attract? Do you meet the bracket? Do you meet the class that you want to attract? Do you meet the demeanor, the energy levels, the vibrations? All those things contribute.
It's so sad because people don't meet those.
Exactly.
It's
So
so
how
sad.
are you saying, like, then it says a lot about you. And what Champi says,
Yes.
you are a backwards thinker. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, man. But yeah, I think, and in my experience, the small conversations, and the small topics are the ones that contribute to us getting to the bigger discussions.
So let's do this, right? I'm going to go through all of the common first no-go topics. I just want a yes or a no from you two guys. I'm also going to answer. And if it's a yes or a no, please explain why, right? If you're listening at home and you're listening to this, all of these 8 common first no-go topics, yes or no, and
No
why.
to all of them on my end.
Okay, the first one.
No to all of them. We can't
Oh,
talk about all
okay.
of them on a
Give us-
first date.
Give us a reason of no. Why are you saying
Why are
no?
you wanting to know about my family conflict? That has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with you and I being attracted to each other.
It's a recent thing that is happening right now to you, and maybe I might be of some help to you.
No, yeah, but not on a first date. You don't know me like that. I don't know you like
happen,
that.
guys.
Afriberry mentioned it. What if I fought with my uncle over a mere lousy 50 rands?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be like. What does that have to do?
Yeah.
You and I are attracted to each other.
Yeah.
What does me talking about my uncle and our squabble at home have to do with our being attracted to each other? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
That one.
So no to all of them. These are completely right, and there's probably more that we could think of and add.
Yeah.
Like for instance, number 8, health issues.
Let's
I'm
talk about
taking
health.
pills 3 times a day. What does that have to do with our date?
Maybe.
What if I'm
I
one of those
know-
guys who
I
has to
know.
jab themselves?
Oh wow, you jabbing yourself. I know a doctor. Whatever that is.
No.
Guys, I mean,
No.
sometimes miracles happen in a very mysterious way.
No.
What
no,
if
no.
some of your answers were meant to be answered on that particular day, but because now you felt like it's a no-go topic? Imagine you have a health issue you have a health issue that the person that you are meeting on the first date might be a gateway of you being cured. I mean, that person that
I'll find out on the 5th date.
I mean, maybe by mistake
I'll
you're
find
answering a
out.
phone call.
I'll find out on the 5th date. On date number 5, I'll find out.
Mo, not.
What if it doesn't even go to date
Mo,
number 5? We're now
Mamela.
shocked at date number 5.
Yes, then it means it wasn't meant to be. Then
You're
it's
not my
fine.
type.
Yes. I move, you move.
But I can
Chief.
help you with something.
No,
else.
thank you. I'm okay.
Moeketsi, number 1, first of all of these things are things that you can learn as time goes on. Even if you try to maybe say that, no, I want to learn about your family background, all of that, you're not going to learn everything on the first date.
Yeah, but give me bits and pieces of what is going on in your family. I want to know. I'm a family man.
Okay, so let's say
I'm family
I've told you all things about my family.
Yeah,
All the bad laundry, the dirty laundry that we have.
Exactly.
And then there's no second date. Otlo etsa nka information now.
No, it's your information.
Yeah, but Otlo etsa eng?
I'm going to keep it
Exactly.
private.
That's what I exactly mean. Because
Akira, we were talking about learning from other people's mistakes last time. Imagine
yeah,
how
we're
much
not
I
here
can
for
learn.
learning about mistakes.
learn a lot
We're not
from
here
your
to.
family
We're here to
conflicts.
date. This is the dating pool, Chief. We are here to get to know each other. Surface level. First dates are surface level.
Yes.
Surface level. We're scraping off the top. We're scraping the one I can maybe be lenient about is gossiping about co-workers. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe little. I'm not saying I can forgive it. Perhaps mhlawumbe.
Yeah.
Mhlawumbe, but these other ones, like it has no bearing. So now I've told you gore ke na le 8 and there's no second date. What are you going to do with that information? So it's chomisa mona le so
No,
ona
I'm
le
not going to do
Z3
that.
ona le semampo.
Yeah, at least. Akira, we are
At
counting
least
the
eng,
stats.
at least eng.
Now I know what the stats looks like. Or you are part of the 21% of people.
You understand? So we can't be discussing those kinds of things. I mean, marriage and baby plans. What if I'm a girl and I've lost 3 babies? I've had 3
Let's
miscarriages.
talk about it.
For what?
Let's talk about it.
For what?
Because I want to know how the experience
Oh,
felt.
not on the first
no.
date. It has nothing to do with
It's
us.
these hard conversations that make you open up and lead up to loving someone, because this person is
10
a
dates
safe
in.
space
10 dates
for me.
in.
I spoke to him.
You're
about
not a
my
safe space. You're not. I don't
on
know
my
you.
first date.
You're not a safe space.
I
What if
am.
you're a stalker? What if you are a murderer?
No.
What if you chop up people in your and stick them under the bed? No, you like that. That's the point of having a first date, Mo.
Yeah.
Is to try and break the ice and build rapport. More than anything else, we're building a mutuality of some sort or mutability of some sort. You understand? Our frequencies are probably totally different. We have to find each other. Who's coming to who's finding who here? And in my instance, I always tell people, stay where you are. I'll come and find you, because trust me being MooCee Mist, you're going to have a hard time trying to find where my vibration is.
Then they make it hard for you to find them.
I have plenty of experience to not have such a hard time. It will be challenging, but I'll find you eventually.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to explain, and then 10 left, you're going to see a car, and then you're going to have a hard time. I have so much experience, plenty of experience, that I'd rather come, get go in a Middleland somewhere, or get go in a go extension, or go Aki's booking. I'll find my way, but I'll get to where you are, and I'll find your vibration and your frequency.
Yeah.
Well, understand? Because what tends to happen on first dates, people are closed off, and that happens for a reason. It's because I don't know you, Chief. Especially when it's like online dating, it's Tinder dates, all these online dating spaces. We don't know each other. We only saw on our profile, my name is MooCee Mist, I'm a radio host. And I don't know what your favorite color is, and already you want to know about my political standing. Nah, man, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
That's happening because I feel like these topics, the no-go topics, they really open up to what kind of a person you are. So on this aid, we have past relationships, ex drama. Yes, let's talk about your past relationship. I want to talk about your ex. I want to know what kind of a person you are, because I might find out, Jorge, you are the one who stabbed him, and then I have to face the same consequences. Now I know what I'm dealing with. When you are angry, you're going to stab me. So no second date, because we have spoken about that. Money, debt, salary. You're coming on the first date, una le skoloto sako fixi, una le skoloto sako etkase, and then it shows. It says a lot about you.
Yeah, you'll find out on the third date.
Owing 45,000.
Yes, you'll find out later.
To TFG.
Later,
What's
you'll find
wrong
out.
With you?
Later, you'll find out.
Why
Not
later?
now.
I wanna know now.
My financial standing has absolutely nothing to do with our
Now
first
I don't
date.
know, because now you find out later, Jorge. No,
You should be concerned about what flavor of ice cream I like,
flavor of ice cream.
not my financial standing.
I'm an ice cream man.
Yes, you should be concerned about that.
There are a lot of ice cream.
That's what you should be concerned about. The date is about having a good time.
No.
It's about having
50% of
fun
good time,
time. No.
50% of hard conversations.
No,
That's
Chief.
what we
No.
Moeketsi is
we're not
correct.
compromising
Imagine if our
anything right
first
here.
date is an ice cream date. We go to, for example, what's that eatery earlier, Candy? Yeah, the sweetery
you're
house. We
wasting
go to
time.
the sweetery house.
You're wasting
That's our
time.
first date. So those are things that you know, because sometimes it's always been said that sometimes knowing the smallest things about a person, especially their likes when it comes to like food and what, also tells you about them as a person. So if you know,
It's
correctly-
boring, man.
It's boring.
It's boring. It's not exciting. What's fun about going in
Then maybe perhaps you shouldn't be dating.
Nah.
You shouldn't be
your life
dating,
doesn't
maybe
have
perhaps.
enough drama.
No.
Then you shouldn't be dating.
No.
You shouldn't be
But you
dating.
shouldn't be dating. No,
We should know these things. I mean, ice cream date is something that should happen when we're dating 6 months.
What?
When you're 6 months into the
Nahan,
relationship,
so what are we doing this
then we
entire
can
time?
go into an
What are
ice
we
cream
doing this
date.
entire time?
I
If
mean,
we haven't
we're
had an
doing
ice cream
other
date for 6 months, what are we doing this entire time?
Doing other things.
Like
Just
what?
to get to know each other.
Like what?
We're going out on picnics. We have these mini dates. You know.
Yes, mini dates
Yeah,
include
we
ice
do
cream
have-
dates.
No, mini dates include
Mini dates include ice cream
include
dates.
us making sure that we improvise. Okay, I want to know on a first day if you know how to cook, because second date I want you to
Yeah,
cook
nah,
and then we
that's-
go on a park.
Oh, that's
Right?
fine.
Yes,
That's fine. That's not a topic
I
we
don't
can.
want to talk about what's your favorite ice cream. What's
You
your
should. You should be concerned about
meal?
that.
Ngimdala for
You
fast
should be
food.
concerned about that.
No, guys, I like pap and meat. So what are you gonna
Yes,
do about that?
actually, I grew up not eating
For
pap
me-
in my family.
For me, something that I've.
Do you see what it does?
Look.
Do you see what it does?
Vooka.
Do you see what it does?
Listen.
Do you see, but can we agree? Before I listen, can we agree? Do you see what it does?
What?
You just said I like eating pap and meat.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you know, when I grew up, I wasn't allowed to eat pap and meat.
Okay, it's fine.
Exactly. And what it does, it builds. There's no way you can say it's fine. No,
It's
stop lying.
fine,
There's
it's fine.
no way.
Listen.
You're going to be interested and intrigued. How? Why kwalona ne lesaje papa kanama? Exactly.
Why
And
do
what
I
it
wanna
builds up,
go there?
and you know what it builds up to? It builds up to the bigger,
And curiosity.
conversation. Exactly.
You end up being curious.
There's layers. More. Sure.
Yeah.
That's a different analogy altogether.
What's the question? Ask the question.
Afriberry, would you want to know if someone is employed? A guy that you are on a first date with?
Yes.
Yeah, I would. And I have asked. And you told me that he's not. And we still carried on with the date.
Sure, but now, isn't that asking about finances?
That's finances.
Isn't that asking?
It
isn't that
is
asking about his finances?
It is.
You know, wait.
Right.
no,
So
first
Mo,
of all,
I mean,
wait.
I'm saying Mo is right.
Let me tell you
Let's
how
talk
let me
finances.
tell you how
Are
we
you
actually got up
employed?
there.
Everything. Guys.
Talk everything.
Talk
We got
everything.
there because what he asked me is that are we going to split the bill? So that's when I saw this guy.
So they asked you to split
But I'm born again, mister. I'm born.
It broke.
No, but
and
you
so
asked-
for me, I asked, I was like, oh, so you got a job? I was like, no, I'm looking. I'm like, oh, no, fine. You know what?
But
Let me
why?
know.
Okay,
if you're
so- okay.
looking, let me know.
To Moosie's
Listen.
words, ne? Why would you want to know if I'm employed on the first date?
I would think
That's
it was.
that's all I'm asking.
Remember that?
Why? Okay. What does this have to do with anything? Which when I'm employed, what are we splitting the bill?
Even want to know how much.
It doesn't matter because even if someone is employed, they could still say that.
Yeah.
Mo is right. There are things you want to know up front. On
the first date.
Look, there's women, men that have been rejected in the past because of, let's say, to the HIV. They tell you up front, in fitting a pagamisa. Either you are interested or they'll tell you up front. Right?
Again, we are puma. Understand? So, I mean, for with favorite meals, guys, it changes. I've had different favorite meals over time growing up.
Yes, why have they changed over the years?
I mean, the person was
why have they changed?
I'm like, yo, I don't longer like popping for us. I
but
like
why
now.
So why have your preferences or your favorite meals changed over the years?
I mean, I'm exploring. I'm an explorer.
Oh, wow.
I explore different meals.
Such as what? What's the latest meal that you ate that's so expensive or that's so exciting?
I had a lasagna.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did you prepare that? Did you buy it? Was it store bought?
I bought it.
Okay.
I was at a restaurant and then I was exploring a different, a meal because every time I go to the restaurant, I always buy this one meal, right?
But can you cook it yourself?
No, I can't cook it.
Why not, though? Are you not much of a kitchen person?
No, I'm not.
Exactly. Do you see what's happening?
Yeah,
do you see what's happening?
That's you.
Exactly. That's I said at the beginning. It's a subjective matter.
Exactly. So
I said it, but I did mention, right?
You see how you get to ask these questions?
Yes.
That's how we're also going to go.
Get to the bigger.
Yeah.
We get to the bigger. We get to the
topic.
So let me come back to what Banele asked.
Yeah.
The thing, why are you asking employment and stuff like that? Maybe it's not. I always say it's not the what, it's how you say it. I would rather phrase the question different.
Exactly, but
right?
ask the question.
But you can ask all eight and phrase it
nicely.
Yeah.
You can't say, hey, what's your past trauma? You cannot put it
how would you put it? Since when are you agree about asking about traumas? How would you phrase it?
For me personally, I think it's best if I lead the way.
Yeah.
I've had someone on a date whereby I spoke about my experience.
Okay.
And now it leads them to also.
No, it doesn't.
But I'm talking about my experience. I'm talking about my experience. Yes.
Oh, okay.
With the person to say, when I, got comfortable with telling her what I went through, she listened to a point that she felt like this is a safe space. You create a safe space for someone. You don't go and say, no. I would come and talk about for me to be this kind of person, because someone doesn't understand, why are you someone who is, always attentive, like you always look like Sheba. I had a situation whereby they broke into my house, and I'm always cautious everywhere I go. I'm always cautious around my space or any environment that I'm in. Now it builds up to talking about the experience that I've had. Leah and she would say, oh man, I feel like we relate more with what you're talking about, because I also had the experience whereby my friends we were in a car, these guys came in and they did whatever that they did. It has built up. I've created a safe space, a safe environment for someone to talk about.
I
didn't say what's your past
yes
trauma?
And no. Yes and no, in the sense that you didn't bring it up. It was a circumstantial conversation that happened. By virtue of circumstance and by virtue of me noticing that we now notice about Baba Fitang, then it led us to talking about that.
Yes.
Understand? But you see where it started? But you see where it started, though.
There's a lady with a child in front of you, like, oh, Batumba Mudimo. Cute.
Exactly. But it's a small thing that gets us to that big one. So it's not the way you said it at the beginning, where you said was, tell me about your past exes. Exactly. You don't just outright shoot with a bomb out the gate. No, Mo.
We are agreeing
it
with
starts.
each other right
It's
here.
no, we're not. You said you want to talk about these outright out the gate and ask where past relationships and your exes. Tell me what your ex was like. That's what you said. That's what you said. Now you're the one who's agreeing with me. It starts small, circumstantially so, virtue of circumstance. You and I are sitting at the table, and I can notice, man, you're very jumpy and stuff. Mo, talk to me. What's up? I'm noticing, you are flinching and you're very wary. Are you okay to talk about that? What happened? Then you tell me, man, they broke into my car, or I got hijacked, or I was mugged at gunpoint, or understand? Now, and it could go one of two ways. It could go either, you know what happened, man? I was driving back from work and I was going home, and I was point pointed with a gun and 4 guys jumped into the car and blah 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 blah, then we can talk about it, right? And it's a past trauma that you experience.
Yeah.
But it started with me noticing.
Yeah.
Well, understand.
Yeah.
The second possible way is it could be more. I'm noticing you're very jumpy and wary and alert and all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
What's happening? Are you okay? Yeah, no, I'm triggered right now and whatever else. But can we not talk about it?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so you're closing yourself off. What it does is I have to build your trust and your comfortability and assurance for you to get to that point, and it won't happen in a first date. There's no way.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, the way you put it like
yes.
Right? I just love the way we link a team, because what I'm trying to say is these they are put in a list of no-go.
Yes.
But now, if it's a no-go, even if it's, packaged nicely, you would still say no. I don't want to talk about that.
You know why? Because rapport hasn't been built. Rapport hasn't been built. A safe space hasn't been built between you and I. So I don't feel safe or easy enough to talk to you about my past traumas because I don't know you. It's a first date. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
You see, the thing here is we're not talking about conditional no-goes. That's the difference. Conditional no-go. If we say these are no-goes, then there is no condition whatsoever that we can tap into these conversations.
Yeah.
But if we say these are conditional no-goes, then yeah, sure. Based on the condition that I see Guti, when Zega 1, 2, and 3, then we can talk about that. We see a baby in a family. Like, hey, it looks like a good family.
Exactly.
And then you talk about marriage. Do you want to get married?
Family plan.
But that's conditional. Here we're talking about no goals, and there's no condition.
Yes, one there.
But I could still say, even in the in the condition or no condition, however you phrase it, I could still say, I don't want to talk about that. Can we talk about something else?
Okay, sharp.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Sharp.
Yes.
You can. Thus, I said at the beginning that it's very subjective. And now it exposes who you are as an individual who's part of the dating pool. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it means you are attracting things that are not for you. Like I mentioned, that other time when we spoke about girls who are crazy and girls who throw tantrums, I could never attract or be attracted to a girl like that. So why would I firstly go on a date?
But you prayed for her.
I never. I didn't pray for someone like that.
God delivered.
I pray for someone who's going to find my vibration easily, and I would find their vibration very easily.
So what if God says, I'm intending to give you this person so that maybe she's going to be a better person by just...
It could never happen.
It happened.
Yeah, not with me. With other people it would, not with me. But these things are very subjective. And if you are someone who wants to talk about these kinds of things on a first date, you should be going out with people who are comfortable to talk about those kinds of things.
Because there's different kinds of first date. There is a, hey, I saw you, I would like to go out on a lunch with you. Like first time,
Sure.
You've DM'd the person and they agree, you guys met. I feel like that one, it should be a little bit, you should go a little bit lighter.
Subjective.
There are people who have been seeing each other, they've said they are friends there and there. I mean, I've been seeing you, I've been seeing you in the street for quite like maybe 3 weeks to 4 weeks. And then I'm like, now I want to go on with a date with you so that I can express myself, because I don't feel like expressing myself in the streets would work for me, right? Let's go out on a date. And then the person is going to feel like, no, we've been talking and I feel like the questions right now, right? I can answer you because you're someone that I know, but not know deeply or personally, those kind of things, right? So that's why I'm like, sometimes these questions, they do come up. But now, hey, what is your health status?
But that's not what you said at the beginning. That's not what you said at the beginning. At the beginning, you were like outright coming out guns blazing. Guns blazing. You were coming out guns blazing. And that's why I said it's very subjective. Yeah. It's very subjective. And the micro discussions and conversations and topics are the ones that build up. There's no way. You are not born running. You are not born running. You're born first, and then you crawl on your buttocks, and then you crawl using your knees,
I'm a
and
different
then you try to stand up and fall. You stand, and then you start walking. Eventually, you start running. You start sprinting. You go on these marathons and stuff like that. I mean, this morning I saw a guy on TV who ran 11,000 kilometers across 9 countries in Africa, from Cape to Cairo, and that's not an easy feat.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But you can't just get to that nje fela says ke tsoga fela ke tswa go Vooka ke re ke a matha Jozi ke a Cairo. There's no way.
Sometimes it's given.
There's no way.
Guys,
There's no way.
when
There's no
energies
way.
match, you can feel on the first date, or this person is my person. This person.
What is the likelihood of that happening?
I mean,
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yes.
Let's put it on 6.
There's no way. There is
What do you
absolutely no way you're going to find 6 girls that you're absolutely going to vibrate with on a first date. Kahana.
We are going to find stats that talk about people who have married by the virtue of meeting on the first.
Yes, first date marriage, sure.
are going
What
to
I'm
find
denying, that's absolutely possible.
It
Get
is.
married from
Highly
the first
possible.
date. It is.
Oh yes,
that
the
it
couple
is.
that got
Highly
married
possible.
last year on Married at First Sight, and at this moment their marriage is actually currently still thriving, unlike the other couples who got married on first sight. So we'll have to see, Wuti, the ones that also joined last year, how are they standing when it comes to getting
There are
actually
people
married?
who are meant for each other, guys.
I do,
There are
absolutely. I
soulmates
agree with
out
that
there.
completely, and I
There's a
believe in
soulmate
that.
out
What
there.
I am disagreeing with is the fact that 6 out of 10 women about to kopana le bone, and you guys have high vibrations. There's no way.
It's possible.
There's no way. Well, if you're lucky, which is an exception, maybe 1 guy out of 10 guys.
Luck is
If you're lucky, you get 4 girls. If you're lucky, if you're lucky, Mo. Like that's the maximum that you can hit.
Okay.
4 women, if you're lucky, that you can meet on a first date and you have great energy exchange, great vibrations. I'm 52, maybe 3, maybe. But and that's just how I see it. That's just my perspective. Sure.
You can let us know. You can let us know in the comment section what are your thoughts on this conversation. We are talking about things to avoid talking about on a first date. The team disagrees, but I feel like the 8 that we've just read here, we need to talk about them. Let's talk about marriage. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about health issues. All of those things. Let us bring them into the table, dissect them, and find a way to talk about them. So, one topic, of course, the question is, what's the one topic you think should never ever come up on a first date, no matter what? This one is strictly doesn't have conditions. What is that one topic you think should never ever come up on a first date? Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or you can send your voice note on 0604933226. Heading over to the comment section, Miss Q Rams came through saying, "Good morning, Vooka Nation. Happy Tuesday. Very good morning to you, Miss Q." And then yours, Neliswa, saying, "I choose to be kind to myself. Hashtag Happy Tuesday to Vooka Nation. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, where radio meets TV. Only and exclusively right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show." And then regarding the topic, that discussion that we're having right now in terms of knowing someone, things to not talk about, she comes through and say, "My first date, I want to know if you will marry me." Right? I mean, that's why we are here. What are we doing? Don't talk to me about your favorite meal. I don't care about what kind of ice cream. I want to know if you're the right person. Then if you are the right person, then you can talk about your favorite ice cream, your favorite meal. Those things, for me, I feel like they should come after. But now we are on serious business. We are standing on business, right? Then she comes through and say, "TKO's about first dates opinions with the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show." I love it. Thank you so much. You can keep those comments coming. Let us know what is it that you feel you should not ask on a first date. You're out with someone. What is that question that you feel like it shouldn't be asked? So why would you ask this question on a first date? You know what? It's chai. It's chai, no second date. And then Miss Tim Bimni comes through saying, "Molweni, Vooka team, Vooka Nation and Underground Radio DBN, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugile, hashtag Rise and Shine, molo, ma." And then she comes through saying, hashtag Happy Tuesday, wishing you a wonderful, blessed day ahead. Stay safe. Thank you so much. 21 minutes past 8. It is the time. What we're going to do right now is to take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll give you your news recap that you missed when we began the show and everything history, celebrity birthdays that you need to know. If you never knew, you will know. So all I need you to do is to buckle up and don't switch the dial. Leaving you with the great sounds of Timothy Infinite saying a bumpy. What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Moeketsi Maimane, aka maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature.
Whenever you're down,
Famous Nommyp.
out in the
Mkabayi, KaMakhosazana.
Hang on to myself. You want to make it
your stories untold. Come take hand and walk there with me. I know a place where we can be free. There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. And shadows and gloom are all that you see. We'll find a place where we can be free from the mountain top.
It's 27 minutes past 8 and giving you the great sounds of Stone Keepers. There is a light. Now let's get on your news recap on some of the news that you missed when we started the show. The first headline, Ramaphosa says unemployment and poverty are falling, but South Africa's recovery must continue. President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa is showing clear signs of economic recovery, pointing to declining unemployment and poverty levels, 4 consecutive quarters of economic growth, low and stable inflation, and improving investors' confidence following the country's exit from the FATF grey list. Speaking on the state of the economy, Ramaphosa stressed that while progress is real, it remains fragile and must be sustained through deliberate policy action. He announced that government plans to roll out 1 trillion rand in public infrastructure investment over the next 3 years, targeting roads, rail, energy, water, and housing projects. Ramaphosa emphasized that infrastructure is a key driver of jobs, growth, and long-term competitiveness. South Africa has faced years of stagnation driven by load shedding, failing logistics networks, corruption, and weak investment. What's next is Cabinet Lekgotla later this month will focus on translating growth into sustainable job creation, accelerated implementation of reforms in electricity, logistics, and water security, expansions of public-private partnerships to unlock installed infrastructure projects, and lastly, monitoring whether investments growth delivers tangible improvements in household incomes and service delivery. And then on the next headline, DJ Warras murder accused denied bail. The Johannesburg Magistrate Court has denied bail to victim Tetwa's Majola, the man accused of murdering media personality Warwick DJ Warras Stock. Majola faces charges of premeditated murder and conspiracy after Stock was shot and killed on the 16th of December 2025 near the Carlton Centre in Johannesburg. Despite Majola presenting an alibi and denying involvement, the court ruled out that the state had presented compelling evidence linking him to the crime. This includes surveillance footage, digital records, and documents recovered from his cell phone. DJ Warras was a well-known broadcaster and public figure, and his killings sent shockwaves through the media and entertainment industry. The court noted credible threats made against Stock before his death, concerns over witness intimidation, and inconsistencies in Majola's residential details. Prosecutors argued that releasing him would pose a serious risk to the investigation and public safety. What's next is that Majola will remain in custody as investigation continue, and the case will be postponed to the 11th of February for further evidence gathering, and prosecutors are expected to finalize forensic, digital, and witness testimony. And lastly, the matter will proceed towards a trial once the investigation phase is complete. Lastly, the news that you missed, Senzo Mchunu showed interest in ANC councillor killing case. KwaZulu-Natal Acting Deputy Police Commissioner Anthony Gopal told the Madlanga Commission that Police Minister Senzo Mchunu questioned why the political killings task team was handling the murder of an ANC councillor Pendukani Mabhida, who was killed in February 2025. Gopal testified that Mchunu expressed concerns about the task team's involvement, prompting internal discussions within the SAPS. The political killing task team was established to investigate politically motivated assassinations, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal, where such killings have followed a distinction pattern involving hired hitmen. Gopal defended the team's involvement, stating it has specialized expertise, intelligence networks, and investigative capacity to handle these complex cases. The testimony forms a part of broader allegation before the Madlanga Commission regarding political interference in policing and investigation. What's next is further testimony at the commission from senior senior SAPS officials and political figures. Examination of whether ministerial oversight crossed into operational interference. Possible recommendation on safeguarding investigative independence. Findings from the commission could influence future reforms to specialized task team within the SAPS. That's all we have for your news recap this morning. If you happen to have your thoughts and your sentiments that you want to share with us, do make sure you come through by using hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show or send your voice note on 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. What we're going to do right now, take a short break, and then we'll come back. We'll give you everything that has to do with today in history, celebrity birthdays, and all of the national celebration days that are taking place this morning. So don't switch the dial.
What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Moeketsi Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
My name is Nommyp, Mkabayi, KaMakhosazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCee Mist. My name is MooCee Mist.
Yo, check this out.
Durban streets, what's poppin'?
It's the Vooka.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Monday to Friday.
Yo, check this out.
Durban streets, what's poppin'?
It's the Vooka.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Monday to Friday.
We are live.
Durban streets, what's poppin'?
Your favorite morning crew
On the Vooka Breakfast Show. Let's go.
You're down out in the cold, faithless and dark. Your story's untold. Come take my hand and walk there with me. I know a place where we can be free. There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. And shadows and gloom are all that you see. We'll find a place.
Now, welcome back, Vooka Nations, and right now it is time for your basic and amazing class, because class is in session and making sure we take you down memory lane so you can learn everything about the best and most interesting historical events that have ever happened in today. So in today, on the 27th of January in 1984, Michael Jackson suffered second-degree burns to his scalp when technicians misfired during a filming of a Pepsi commercial at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. Now, while filming Billie Jean before a live audience, sparks ignited his hair as he descended a staircase, yet he continued dancing momentarily. Unaware of the flames, the accident witnessed by thousands led to hospitalization and later contributed to Jackson's reliance on painkillers, making a pivotal moment in both his career and personal struggles. Now, the second one is all about that R&B soul, making sure that you also go back to basically that moment when Usher as a keep your hand there. So, released in 2004 in January, Usher's Ye featuring Little John and Ludacris became a global smash, blending crank and R&B into an infectious club anthem. Now, the song was produced by Little John, and the track topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 12 consecutive weeks, dominated international charts, and was later named Billboard Song of the Year. Its success cemented Usher's Confessions era as a cultural milestone, and earning the trio a Grammy Award for Best R&B collaboration in 2005, redefining mainstream pop with its high energy sound. Now, for our third one, we're heading over to an incident that involved a heavyweight champion in the world of boxing. Now, in 1992, the former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson stood trial in Indianapolis for the rape of 18-year-old Desiree Washington, a Miss Black America contestant contestant. The case drew massive media attention, with Tyson maintaining his innocence while prosecutors presented evidence of assault in a hotel room. Now, after 2 weeks of trial, Tyson was convicted of rape and a criminal conduct, receiving a 6-year prison sentence, of which he served 3 years before being released in 1995. The verdict marked a dramatic fall from grace for the once dominant fighter and reshaped his public image. Now, also moving on to the inventions. Now, when it comes to the inventions of today, this is basically something that has also shaped history throughout the ages. Now we are talking about aerospace. The invention of aerospace traces back to humanity's earliest attempts at flight. Culminating in the Wright brothers' first powered airplane in 1903, which laid the foundation of modern aviation and eventually space exploration. From ancient kites in China to hot air balloons in the 18th century, and then to rockets and spacecrafts in the 20th century, aerospace evolved as a fusion of aeronautics, flight within Earth's atmosphere, and aeronautics beyond Earth's atmosphere. Now we need to be thankful for the evolution of aerospace, because right now we have different things that can lead us to much more greater heights. Now, also not forgetting national and international celebrations. Now, this one is something that I also find interesting, especially when it comes to the stigma around women when it comes to breastfeeding. And today we are celebrating World Breast Pumping Day. Now, World Breast Pumping Day is observed every year on January the 27th to honor the dedication, effort, and love of mothers who pump breast milk for their babies. It recognizes the physical and emotional commitment required, celebrates the health benefits of breast milk, and encourages support for moms who choose pumping as their feeding method, highlighting both the bonding and nutritional value it provides. And then our second holiday that we're also celebrating is National Plan for Vacation Day. Now, this one is celebrated in the United States. So National Plan for Vacation Day is celebrated in the United States on the last Tuesday of January to encourage Americans to plan their time off for the year ahead. Created by the U.S. Travel Association, the day highlights the benefits of taking vacations for health, productivity, and relationships, while addressing the common issue of unused paid leave. It serves as a reminder that intentional planning helps ensure people actually take the breaks they've earned, boosting both personal well-being and travel industry. Now, that's definitely something that I think we also, as South Africans, we could explore and actually know more about. And not forgetting our celebrity birthdays. Let's see who is growing up today. Now, the first one is a woman who's both made some iconic features in the world of South Africa and in the continent of Africa itself. And I'm talking about Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Now, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma was also born on the 27th of January 1949 and is actually turning 77 this year. Now, her rise to fame is that she's a South African politician, doctor, anti-apartheid activist, ANC member, and chancellor of University of Limpopo. Now, interesting fact about her, which is something that I love with all of my heart, is that she became the first woman ever, I repeat, the first woman ever to lead the African Union Commission from 2012 to 2017, breaking a historic gender barrier in continental leadership. So that one goes out to her. And then now moving on also into the world of sport, not forgetting somebody who also played a very pivotal role when it came to shaping the world of South African football here in South Africa. And the man I am talking about is Ivan Khoza. Now, Ivan Khoza was also born on the 27th of January in 1948 and will be turning 78 this year. Sorry about that. Ivan Khoza is turning 78 years today. And rise to fame is that he's a South African football administrator, businessman, Orlando Pirates chairman, nicknamed Iron Duke. And then the interesting fact about him is that Ivan Khoza, key leader of 2010 FIFA World Cup bid and organizing committee shaping African football history. Now we're also still in the football history and football celebrations, and we're also celebrating Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim was also born on the 27th of January in 1985 and is turning 47 today. 41, sorry about that. It's turning 41. And rise to fame about him is that he's a former midfielder, joined Benfica in 2008 and was also part of the Portugal national team member in 2010. And an interesting fact about him is that he led the Sporting CP to their first Portuguese league title in 19 years. Now imagine being that one who leads a team to glory, and that happened in 2020 to 2021, cementing his reputation as one of Europe's most promising young managers. So that is a great achievement. I mean, who wouldn't want to achieve something as great as that? So I hope you guys enjoyed the celebrity birthdays, and not forgetting the history lessons that we always carry out for you. And then right now we'll be heading over to our learning Cav, or something that I sometimes turn to bombastically say wrong, which is basically the word of the day. And our word of the day today is Élan. Our word of the day today is Élan, and then the meaning is that distinctive energy, spirited confidence, or stylish enthusiasm. I repeat, the meaning is that distinctive energy, spirited confidence, or stylish enthusiasm. Now, a sentence example for today is: he carried himself with Élan, graceful, bold, and unmistakably alive. I repeat again, he carried himself with Élan. He carried himself with Élan, graceful, bold, and unmistakably alive. Now that's our word for today. Mo, what sentence example can you give me with the word that we have today?
I mean, I've noticed that a lot of people lack Élan when going to on their first dates, right? So people need it, right? And it's one of the things that I can just, bring upon to say a lot of us, we really need Élan when
on our first date,
to a first date, right? Yeah, that's how I am going to
Mr. B, can you give us an example there?
Élan general, right?
General.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to say a lot. Generally, so to speak, a lot of people just lick it. But I just hope that you guys enjoyed our daily break today, because our aim here at the Vooka Breakfast Show is always to make sure that you're also well educated when it comes to different history events throughout the world and in South Africa that actually happened. Not also forgetting to celebrate the different celebrities that we have. Sometimes it's a favorite, and sometimes you never even knew that it was actually their birthdays. And not forgetting to also head over to Word of the Day, making sure that we improve our daily vocabulary and we always stay on par when it comes to the perfect words to say out there. And of course, the inventions, making sure that we also know what different things were invented throughout the world in terms of the historical dates and invention dates. And of course, national celebration or international celebration, making sure that you also know all the different roles that we celebrate when it comes to the different days. So you know what, right now we're going to take a quick break, come back and make sure that you are always connected.
What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Moeketsi Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Generator. Let's go.
My name is Nommyp, Mkabayi, KaMakhosazana.
Hang out with myself. The one
Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, you say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You don't care, cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't wanna talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this slip. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a thing to me. Sleepless night, your love has left us incomplete. Thinking that your promises will fit so loud. No, that's right. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Cause I don't. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Oh no. So you thought I would let this slip. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip.
It's exactly 9 minutes till we hit the hour 9 o'clock on the dot, giving you the great sounds of a Spring Gang saying my love. It's a beautiful Tuesday, hashtag Choose You Tuesday. You can hop into the comment section. Let us know who are you choosing on this beautiful Tuesday, and you can also hop on and let us know by sending your voice note. Our WhatsApp line is open for calls for voice note 0604933226. That's 0604933226. We are live right now on YouTube. The hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And then, of course, my besties for the people who love social media trends, everything that has to do with social media news, what is going on in our country. Don't worry, we've got you covered because there is something that is taking place and it is interesting for people who like music. And I have described this guy as the South African Drake. People are like, no, don't say he's Drake. He's Java. Just like that. But I believe when it comes to his catalog, his music, his body of work, he is just great and amazing. So what is taking place right now and what are people talking about in social media is that is Java cinematic short film that we saw yesterday. I don't know about you, but I was watching it. It was very beautiful. So because we're not those people, we choose to share information and to share good things with you. I'm going to share it with you. But just before I do that, Java has announced a new album called Inkanyezi Nezinkanyezi with a very beautiful cinematic short film, and this of course will be dropped Friday on the 30th of January, this Friday that we're going to, because you know that it is the last Friday of this month 2026 on the dot. He revealed that the project through a cinematic short film that immediately generated massive buzz online. Fans and industry peers, including Brenda Fassie and Zodo Wabantu, are predicting it will be one of the 2026 biggest releases. And you're asking yourself, what am I talking about? So let us quickly go to the video and show you what we are talking about.
Mali mubheke?
Ngibukele inkanyezi la mshana.
Yini umsebenzi wazo vele?
Awungitshela mshana. Mawubhekile wena. Yini umsebenzi wenkanyezi?
Mina ngicabanga ukuthi zenza kube kuhle sibhakabhakile.
Ushayelani khona mshana? Hey, yabona mshana. Inkanyezi dlala indima enkulu kakhulu empilweni zethu, ngoba noma kumnyama mshana izona ezikhanyiselayo, kanti ke nasemandulo okhokho babesebenzisa zona ukuze bazi ukuthi sesikuphi unyaka noma sesikuphi inyanga.
Wow, so siyasebenzisana ukuze sikhona ukusinika yonke le information.
Siyasebenzisana kakhulu. Yathi uyabona njengale nkanyezi, awungitshela bane beyodwa bizokwazi ukuthi sikhanyisele iphinde siphe lonke lolwazi.
Cha, esingeke sibone nokuyibona.
Qinisileke mshana, yathi uyabona kufana khona ke empilweni mshana. Kufana nazo lezi ngoma. Siyadinga ukuthi sisebenzisane njengazi inkanyezi sibhakabhakeni.
Just like uma ukwenza into bese mina ngalilela.
Exactly. Yathi uyabona ngithanda ukuthi uhlakaniphile wena mshana wami. Kunjalo. Kanti ke futhi ke ikona ke phela ukubaluleka kwani kwe-collaboration.
Clock it, man, clock it.
Clock it, mshana.
Clock it, Mshana. That's one of the albums that Java is going to release in Friday, right? So a lot of people have came in, people like Zodo Wabantu, including Brendan Praise, Kita Brenda Fassie. I don't know what I said that. Yeah, your mic's on, please.
I was shocked because I was also about to ask, like Brenda Fassie, Pinjani. I thought I missed her, and I'm like, you know what? Let's say I'm gonna go back and watch the show actually and just have a proper listen.
Like, in which universe would it be Brenda Fassie?
I mean, maybe she's, her presence is being felt because she was one of the biggest musicians in SA, right? So this is going to be one of the biggest releases. I don't know if you knew about it or it's the first time hearing about it.
Very first
Do you
time.
love Java?
I am a big fan. I'm a big fan of Java.
So Java, Ndlalifa. he is dropping his album Friday, 30th of January on the dot.
Is it the Nkanye? Is it part of like the tour? Because I know he's been promoting Nkanye's tour.
Yeah, Nkanyezi is Nkanyezi. Right? So this short film was basically talking about, understanding the stars, the meaning of the stars, and like the significance.
yeah.
Exactly. Right? So we are really interested because when it comes to storyline, Java is one of the best lyricists in South Africa. Right? So we are looking forward to that. Of course, if you didn't know, you can also check on your social media platforms just to check and get more information. So what viewers or someone is listening right now needs to know is that Nkanyezi is going to be released Friday, and a visually striking short film was shared, the one that we just showed you right now. So the backstory from an article says Java describes the album as deeply personal chapter suggesting emotional depth and strong storytelling. The short film announcement is already recognized for its creativity, cementing Java's reputation for strong visual artistry. So in terms of what is making headlines, what is trending, that is what is trending, and everything that you need to know, now you know. Secondly, in terms of what is being spoken about in the social media street is iShowSpeed has wrapped up his 28-day Africa tour across 20 countries.
And South Africa was his best experience and best country.
Yeah, he showed the side of South Africa that a lot of people around the world did
not know. And the Americans were quite shocked.
Yeah, and they were crying also.
They were just like, is this South Africa that we've known our whole lives? Apparently, he had a problem. I saw a video of him having a bit of a problem with Nigerians and how they don't understand him when he speaks.
He actually did. And apparently Nigeria is like not only the only country. I heard that he also had a problem in another country where he was actually being mistreated. But otherwise, in terms of the best countries that he's visited, it's here in South Africa. I remember I saw a clip of him in Ethiopia. And he was like, that the woman there was on another level when they start dancing without no music.
Interesting.
But I'm glad South Africa was well represented.
Yeah, that's what we want. When people come, of course, from wherever, because Speed has like over 40 plus million subscribers. So imagine how many people. 47 million subscribers.
Can I be honest, guys? I didn't know who he was until he started trending. When he came to South Africa, he was in Maboneng, and there was just some pity, and I'm like, who's this guy? But at least now I know who he is. He didn't have a nice experience in Zimbabwe, did he?
Zimbabwe was quite different. Zimbabwe was quite different because in terms of the political stuff that is going on in the country, right? So he had to be restricted access to certain places because they don't want to have a certain narrative about Zimbabwe itself, right? So but South Africa, he had his best time. I mean, now you know him. The power of social media, guys.
What was he initially famous for? TikTok?
He's a streamer.
He's a streamer.
He's
famous for streaming and a very energetic energy. He's very chaotic. He's like literally all over the place.
When you stream content online.
What are we doing right now?
Like
we are leaving.
Educate me like you're educating your 40-year-old mom, because I've been out of these things.
Streamers.
Like when you stream on Netflix, on YouTube, and all of that.
Basically, what we are doing right now. So this is what he also does. He sits and then he puts on his camera or sets up his station, and then he streams different things.
Okay, what's his niche? Like, what does he focus on?
He focuses on a lot of things. I mean, his first time streaming, by following his story, it was gaming, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he went on to try different games.
Okay.
Right? And then he saw that this is a great opportunity because people are responding quite well when it comes to streaming, asking questions and things like that. And then he actually grown when it comes to things that he focused on because he had a lot of people from different countries, telling him about the experiences and those kind of things. Learning about America, I mean, he did do, travel around America. People are like, we've had a lot of America. How about you try other countries?
So who funded the whole tour?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he has a team. But surely he has a team that he works with that will fund the whole trip,
And he's probably getting paid millions.
Yeah, because his last tour where he toured the whole of Europe. Ne? So someone on YouTube took the time to calculate how much he would make from YouTube itself. Because remember, with YouTube, whenever people view the channel, there's ads. And people also donate money as well.
Okay.
So they calculated the tour that he took was more or less, it came down to around, I think about $3 million that he made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Even
just from the
that's a
tour
lot of
itself,
money.
including the donations, and stuff.
People donate.
Sorry, did I say 3? Close to 10. Because Kai Sinet, because he invited Robo Snoop Dogg, Nani. His was slightly higher, where he made about 13 million, but Speed made about 10 million.
Yeah. So he gives people like
so he's making Nalana.
Making money.
He's giving people a different view of what streaming is, right? With his daily life, because anything that's Speed does, he just he doubles it, right? He exaggerates
elevates it, okay.
Yeah, because I remember the conversation that was had in terms of him drinking Imbiza. People told him that
He
don't
drank.
drink
You guys
Imbiza.
made him drink Imbiza.
Drank Imbiza.
I bet you it's the My people.
I mean,
No,
he
he
drank
volunteered because
Imbiza.
there was even people in the comments telling me, don't drink it. He drank it.
You'll
Imbiza, Antoni,
die.
guys, there's different Bizas for different things. Please don't tell me the laxative one.
I mean, I think that's the one because he went to the toilet.
No wonder
Go
in
garage.
Zimbabwe he was having those experiences.
Exactly,
then.
right?
But
no,
at
in
least
Zimbabwe it was
bamcleanile
because of
again.
Yeah. So as the tour wraps up, the tour started, of course, in December 29, 2025 and hit nearly 20 countries, including South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Ethiopia, and ended in January 26 in Ghana with cultural visits like the Shea Butter Museum. Highlights included Adrenaline Drift with a pro spinner Sam, wildlife in Zambia, and unfiltered moments tasting street food and dancing with crowds that drew millions of peak live streams views. Ghanaian YouTuber Wode Maya coordinated the final leg, sparking pride amongst locals, while singer Élan praised it for revealing Africa's real hospitality and shattering stereotypes.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what we like. It brought light.
Yes.
Right? In the continent as a whole. To say, no, guys, we don't live in trees.
We don't.
We don't source our internet from the sky.
We don't use elephants and camels to travel, guys. Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question?
Shoot.
Do you think after Chris Brown and his concerts, that actually set the bar quite high in terms of expectations when it comes to South Africa? Because now this guy has also shown another part of South Africa and people are like, we want to see more. There's James and what's the other guy? The TikTokers, the two guys that are forever laughing. They read people's comments. They currently touring.
Oh yes, they're currently
South
touring.
Africa. They arrived yesterday.
Yes, they did a job with
It's James and?
James what?
Yes.
James for Heart.
And they're about to have a show here in South Africa.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a bit scared because the bar is set here and I'm a bit scared for them that they might not have the same experience.
They're not.
They're not going to have the same experience.
The type of content that they do is completely different.
Yeah, because you have different audience for different reasons.
Going to tone down the hype.
The demographic is not the same though.
But what I'm seeing is on social media, when like I don't know this guy, but he was everywhere on social media. With them, they arrived last night, but there is no hype around it.
Even
it's a niche community, right? Even with we will make a Mansa main as well.
He's been in South. He's living
for like
in South
3
Africa
years
right
now. Exactly.
Oh yes,
exactly.
And he always eats a makota on
So it's a niche. It's a niche community
thing. Yeah.
I Show Speed and Kaisenet are global Twitch streamers. So they started on Twitch. And I'll make an example of the Vooka Breakfast Show. There's a lot of people who live in Topsenville who don't know about the Vooka Breakfast Show. But those who know, do know. Those who should know, do know. So those of us who do follow Shits and Giggles, Fuhad and James, we know that they were coming to South Africa. They're doing about 3 cities. I think Joburg, Cape Town, I think in Durban, if not Pretoria, I'm not too sure.
Let me interject there. This guy, I don't follow him.
Yeah.
I'm not part of his community.
Exactly.
I legit didn't even know what he did up until Umo explained it to me what he does. But the power of his, I don't know whether it's his marketing team or his PR team, they really got him out there. He was legit trending.
Yes.
Even before he arrived in South Africa, there was already hype
about
built.
him coming to South Africa.
Even people like I, who are not part of that niche community, as you put it, already knew that there's this being who's coming. You'd see pictures of him like on your FYP, like popping religiously, and you're just like, who's this person? And you'd ignore. But with James and Fahad, I follow them, for example, right? I'm a huge fan, but I haven't seen this hype.
Thing is, your gang is not on social media.
So I'll make an example. I'll give you another example.
You guys don't even know how to navigate WhatsApp.
I'll give you another example.
Speed has like,
You
you know,
guys are
these
not
ones.
understanding what
No,
I'm
no,
trying
I
to
get
say.
what you're saying.
We do
They
get
don't
you.
have the hype.
I'll give you another example. Back in 2018, when the Global Citizen took place and Beyonce was coming, the entire world knew that Beyonce is going to be headlining.
Beyonce.
She's Beyonce, all right? But Gregory Porter came last year and did 3 cities.
That's a different.
She's big. He's big, actually. He's big. Those of us who love Gregory Porter and follow him, it's a niche market. We knew that he was doing a tour in South Africa. Doesn't mean that it doesn't take away from his bigness and how great he is, right? Same thing with Fuhad and James versus I Show Speed. I Show Speed is on another level completely.
He is.
And he's followed by people who don't even have anything to do with social media. But when it comes to Fuhad and James, because we're the ones who absolutely follow and we're interested and we're invested in the type of content that they create and put out there. But it doesn't take away from the fact that they're big as well to the people and to the market that they function in.
Do you think it all boils down to your PR and marketing team?
It's just but one factor and contributing
It does.
Because
variable.
The way I'm looking at it, same way. Gregory Porter, they're not aggressive. The marketing there wasn't aggressive. And I doubt he ever had a sold out show. He's a good musician, and people that are old, that are moneyed, listen to Gregory Porter.
That's just
he
also
has the
a part
potential of selling out his shows.
So-
I know the last time he was in South Africa, he was sold out.
Yeah.
Like 5 years ago, but 4 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago he was
Last
sold
year, I
out.
think, or
But
something.
when he came last year, he
The
wasn't
hype
sold.
was not the same.
Yes, the marketing team wasn't aggressive. With this guy, the marketing strategy and whoever's doing his PR is giving us like aggressive marketing to say, I will shove them down your throat.
Sorry to cut you, but one of the things they mentioned is it also boils down to the PR that the country does for themselves, right? Because a lot of people do look, we watch content from America.
Yes,
a lot of people
consumers.
watch and consume content from America. So people like Speed, they've used the opportunity to obviously, because the foundation has been laid. About Gregory when they come, about Chris Brown when they come, they also laid the foundation that Americans do come in our country. But now with Chris Brown, I don't love music. With Beyonce, I don't love music.
But you knew they were coming.
Exactly. I knew they were coming. But with Speed, there were so many questions. What does Speed do? Because immediately when you're on the stream, unambiza. Immediately when after 20 minutes you're watching, he's dancing with the Zulu tribe.
Is it not his marketing team, the fact that he keeps appearing and you keep wanting more?
Exactly.
It's about one contributing factor and variable. And we can't have a standard thing that works across the board for all these people who are doing these tours in South Africa. There's people who don't care about Boys to Men coming to South Africa.
But they know.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, right?
A lot of them
so
it's
but one part of it. So we can't use the same what do you call this
Analogy.
thing? Advertising and advertising and marketing strategy for all these people because they're coming to South Africa. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When you talk about Nomfundo Xaluva, there's a lot of people who don't know who Nomfundo Xaluva is. But those of us who are part of that community, we're going to, it's jazz even. It's jazz. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You even know the songs.
But wait, look at, who's this? Is it Tando Zide?
Who's Tando Zide?
I bet you don't know Tando Zide, but what's her new song?
Yeah, we don't know Tando
Mr.
Zide.
P.
Oh, okay, sorry. So you might have a point because there's this phrase I read, Duguti, the circus is coming in town. And if you go out and spread the word, that's just word of mouth, right? And then the ones that are interested will come. if you put out a poster, now you are starting to advertise.
Yeah.
Right? You go on radio, you're starting to promote. And then if you take an elephant and then just let it walk through town, right? Now you are starting to attract abantu, right? But if you take the same elephant, ihambe, and yoganda the plants of the mayor, right, where the elephant is passing through his or her house, and then they happen to tramp on the flowers and all of that. Now you are doing serious PR, because now the mayor is like, hey man, there's this elephant.
All over the news.
It's gonna be all over the news, right? So I think, Lana, there's lessons to be learned, and you could be right, Uguti. It's just the marketing PR team that comes through and takes something and makes it
big, even if it's not big.
If you look at one of the person that mentors I Show Speed, it's none other than Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast says, give me any idea. That's what he says. Any idea, mina ngizoyithatha leyo idea and make it go global. So I think it's the philosophy
That's the
behind
advantage he had. there.
Right, Uguti, give me any idea.
Yeah.
And I'll make it blow up.
Because you know what I'm feeling there. I'm like I said, I'm a huge fan of Abo James. I watch them on TikTok. However, I also feel like it seems as if it was a bit premature. They toured to South Africa. I'm not sure whether it's the lack of marketing or what Mr. B was referencing. But I just feel like there's no hype, man. They arrived last night.
So maybe it's an opportunity, because if maybe in my township, I'm a musician, right? And I see blowing up musician, I'm going to feel like maybe it might, be the way these musicians are being hyped. So let me try something. Let me host an event. That day it's not going to turn out. I mean, it's taking a chance.
Also, you're making me think now, just because we comment and we engage on your international content does not necessarily mean we are ready for a tour and we're ready for you to go to Emperor's Palace and entertain us. We are enjoying it online. Build a community, be patient, and don't prematurely do things just because now everyone's touring South Africa. I don't think they're big enough to be touring South Africa.
Yeah, because it also comes down to the fact that most of the time, basically what we have here in South Africa, the most podcast and chill, when you take a look at Musol Penduka and MacG. So what they're doing is a bit similar to what they kind of have. So in a way, hence maybe there's no certain hype about it. They're coming here because we already have the South African version of what they do, and our South African version is a bit more juicier than what they actually have to bring. So for them, I think they should have also sat down, done the research, and seen what similarities does the South African podcasting industry have to their side, so they could see what they could actually bring that's gonna be different, new, bring a bit of class or a bit of je ne sais quoi to the table, because what they have is an amazing podcast and chill for that.
Also, I think it also goes back to what Mist was saying, to say it's a niche community. But you know what worries me is that community themselves were shocked on TikTok. You guys have arrived. So you have, like, for example, Ubandwa Tattoo, who was here at FNB Stadium just last year. Travis Scott. Travis Scott has his own community, right? It's the, I would say, 2Ks and the Screw Kids. I'm not part of that community. But when he came to South Africa, I knew he was coming to South Africa.
We knew from January.
It's the hype around that community, no matter how little it is. But the marketing was so aggressive and so strong that even though I'm not part of that community, I knew. Even when I was seeing traffic, I'm like, this guy is because at the back of my mind, I know what's going on. With these people, it was just me coming across their TikTok page, and I'm like, it's actually this weekend. They're already here.
There was no hype around
it. And it's even worse because today they're in Cape Town, they were in Joburg on Saturday.
Imagine.
So it's already sailed for people here in Joburg.
But you're going to let us know what you think right there, because this also leads us to the missed chances, right? Are we blocking our own blessings just because speed is coming and now you're not interested? What if you might blow up by just going and meeting up with speed? Understand? So sometimes it's us who are blocking our challenges. Don't include Amadluzo again. Surely they were supporting you, but bakubhekile loku fumble,
it's you,
right? Fumbling all of the chances, right? So what's that one opportunity you still think about at 2 a.m.? The job you didn't apply for because the deadline was still far. The interview you missed because you overslept, or that person you liked but you never shot your shot. Now they're posting anniversary pictures with someone else, right? We're talking about those missed chances. Are we blocking our own blessings? If you had an experience of you or knowing someone who has blocked their own experiences, please come through in our comment section using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. But we're going to be diving deeper in terms of understanding the whole conversation that we're going to have right here. So the reasons and the excuses that we have for this one is that in Mzansi we talk about God's timing. What is meant for you will find you, or it wasn't my season. But sometimes we are not honest. It wasn't timing, it wasn't the ancestors, it was us. We were procrastinating, we were overthinking, and we were scared to move. Today we're going to be talking about that, those missed opportunities, from careers to relationship to those I'll do it later moments that cost us big in the long run. So let's bring it here. Have you ever had your missed chances where you felt like you blocked yourself? No one did that to you, but the chance was given to you. It was presented to you, whether it's God, it's your ancestors, and you were like, it's not the right timing.
So many opportunities. In fact, last year there was a radio station that is based in Durban that was looking for a podcast presenter. The day they posted that they're looking for a podcast presenter, everyone on my contact list was tagging me, posting and forwarding everything to say go. People believed in me so much. And I was like, yeah, guys, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
2 days before they closed, I started doing the video. And I'm like, I'm not impressed. I'll do it tomorrow. Then I was like, okay, last day now, closing dates. I started doing it. And the editing got so stressful for me. Plus, I had work. I ended up not submitting it. They then posted people that won it. And I was actually like, you know what? I disappointed myself because I really stood.
Yeah, you were angry at yourself.
I was because I really missed a good opportunity. I stood a really good chance.
So what do you think happened in that moment when you're being tagged? Like, what was that one decision? Because we know if it speaks to you, you respond.
I'm a procrastinator, you see. Also, I'm sort of a perfectionist.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh, the lighting is not good. Oh, this is not good.
Perfect
Like,
timing.
I have so many. There's another one on TikTok where they were looking for ambassadors for a makeup brand. And I told Mr. P, I'm like, yeah, we're going to get a guy to do makeup. I'm going to come to the studio. We're going to shoot. And yeah, I'm going to be the next ambassador.
Wait, isn't that something that you were supposed to do last year?
Yes, and I ended up not doing it. And then when I saw the people that won, even the concepts, there was just lack of creativity, and I was just so disappointed in myself because again, I stood a good chance.
Yeah.
But this year, I am not playing.
Yeah.
No procrastination.
We're going all
whatsoever.
out, right? I mean, some of the 3 big types of missed opportunities, they include career, money, love and relationships, everyday fumbles, acting on what is really important, because we get to decide for ourselves without even understanding the consequences of the decisions that we're making.
Absolutely.
To say, you know what, I think this job of me becoming, a motivator, a world-known author, I mean, I'm still going to chill a bit from it. I'll come back stronger, right? And then it happens that throughout your journey, you don't even go back. You don't even look back, to when you had the enthusiasm of
to do those things. Can I ask you a question? Do you think imposter syndrome is also a contributing factor to you not doing those things? Because I sometimes get imposter syndrome to say, you know what, I don't deserve to be here. These people are too educated, they're too eloquent for me. So let me just stop this thing, Jay, and not continue with it. And I end up missing opportunities because Well, 5 years later, you bump into those people and they're like, where did you go? Why did you disappear? There was an opportunity for you, and you're like, imposter syndrome cost me.
That one I suffer from it definitely, because I know there's some posts that I've also seen where some of my friends have also tagged me. They're like, no, there's another radio station that's like looking for presents. I'm like, ish, no, I don't think I can. And I like, for some weird reason, I end up dragging myself down. You see, one thing I know for sure is that I suffer from a whole lot of self-esteem, even though I seem confident. I know how to max that one perfectly. There's some opportunities that I've missed because I felt like I was just not good enough for it. Oh no, not confidence. I see that one. I felt like I was not good enough for it, or it's not something that's meant for me. Until recently, where I literally grabbed the bulls by its horns, and I took up an opportunity that came through, and it's like, you know what, I've been waiting for this one. I'm not letting this one slip, and I actually did it. So I'll tell you the good news next week.
I mean, the painful thing with most of the people when it comes to their journey is I've noticed, and it's painful, that whether it's God, it's your ancestors, when they give you that opportunity, you feel like, no, it's not the right time. And then after that period of being given opportunities, now you start praying
for that opportunity that you missed.
You're talking to them. Like, what do you want them to do? What do you want God to do? Because you were given an opportunity at that moment.
Can I be a motivational speaker?
Please.
And give a testimony,
you
since you're talking
minutes.
about missed opportunities. We spoke about this one last week. I went for certain auditions in December, and because of my lack of being multilingual, I felt as if I don't do well. And when I saw myself there and I saw everyone that was there, imposter syndrome said to me, you don't belong here. There's prettier girls, there's more fluent people, there's more eloquent people, and most importantly, there's multilingual people that are doing much better than you.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I still went there. I still gave it my shots, gave it my best. And out of over 200 and something people, 10 of us were called back. And I said to myself, but I messed it up. What did I do there? Like, what did I say? And like the things that I was saying just didn't make sense. But because I took an opportunity and I was confident, because when I walked into that room, I was like, you know what? I don't care about anyone who speaks 7 languages. I only speak 2 languages. I have the talent. I'm going to look into that camera and I'm going to use my 2 languages.
And this is bold, right?
Yeah, be bold. Be bold and take that leap of faith. You never know when it's your time. You never know when it's your opportunity. Zithathe zonke.
Exactly.
There will be that one that will find you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the aim for this year, because I don't want to lie. On Thursday, you guys noticed that I left early. When I got there, I got there late for my appointment. And can I told you, I groveled and begged for another opportunity. And I stayed on that person's, in the morning, good evening, good morning. In the evening, good evening. I called and I got gifted a second chance on Saturday. And now here comes in another part of me that I don't like doing, which is standing in front of the camera and actually taking pictures. Now I was shy and it's like, I don't know how to pose, but tell me, you know what I said? Go just be wacky. And my wackiness just came out. I find another much more wackier person like me. She's also a radio host on a different platform. And I found her and we did that. And even though the person is like, you know what, thank you very much for staying on my neck and always texting me and always calling me, because
here you are now.
Like, look at you. Like, I would have missed out on finding a person like this. And I am so happy for myself. Like, okay, don't cry.
The girls are winning.
The girls are winning. Let's check hands for all of the girls right here in the studio. Right, and there are so many different angles, to look at this, because the other one, it's love and relationships. You saw the signs and you did nothing. You've been vibing with someone for months. They laugh at your jokes. They reply fast. They view your statuses. Your friend says, just shoot your shot. Stop wasting time. You keep waiting for the perfect moment. The one day, boom. In a relationship, lobola negotiation, he asked, I said yes, and you are there like, yo, I fumbled an opportunity to be with this person. A lot of people stay single not because there are not good men or women out there, but because they never act on interest. They don't start conversations, they don't reply to that DM. They don't say I like you. Relationship experts say that fear of being alone is very huge.
It is.
But ironically, many people also avoid vulnerability that could lead to connections. Because people come with a lot. Guys, you come with a lot.
Baggage.
You also come with a lot.
I also feel like you as an individual need to sit down and say, why am I avoidant? You know, is it a childhood? You see, now I'm very serious about life. Now I'm almost 30, so I look at the childhood, your background, because your background as a child shapes who you become as an adult. So why are you being avoidant? Like you're saying, people don't want to be vulnerable. Why don't you want to be vulnerable? Is there a wound in your childhood that has made you become like avoidance, you know? So
that's basically me and my healing journey. I'm learning how to be vulnerable this year.
Absolutely.
That one I'm learning because I know I suffer from like a whole lot of abandonment issues. So this year I was like, you know what? If it works, it works. But let me just shed off some.
But can layers. I just say something? I am a victim. Are you a victim when you miss that opportunity and then someone gets married?
You're victim.
Are you we are a victim? How do you refer to yourselves? I am a victim, and it hasn't happened once, not twice, three. I've had people ask me out, and I reject them, and then they go ahead and they get married.
We are victims. No, me and you are victims. That's
You're not a victim of anything, bruh.
We are victim of circumstances.
Sometimes it's not.
What's victim? What's victim?
Because you asked me out, and I said no, and I didn't give you a chance. No.
Yes, you are going to be a catalyst in my life. You are a blessing in disguise. I was supposed to meet you so that I can get married to my love of my life, my soulmate.
You know when it becomes a problem when
you didn't take an opportunity. No, it was open, wide open.
No, but I had no interest. Open. Like this one particular incident was this guy who was my brother's friend, and he was really into me, into me on some like I don't want to date her, like I just want to marry her. But my brother obviously angle. Anyways, guy goes and gets married, name.
Yeah.
I'm here on Facebook. I'm like, next thing you're busy, you are commenting on public platform, Facebook, or you are my first wife. No. Like,
no.
What is your wife gonna say?
No, the problem is that I listen to the second Babato is the main wife.
I'm the victim here.
I mean, you know, in soccer, there's no victim of not scoring goals. You're a loser.
I'm not. I didn't fight.
You had an opportunity.
I didn't fight. You in my DMs, you are saying, I still love you. I still wish I got married to you. But if I say no, next thing you're posting your wife's picture just to make me mad. I'm not mad. I'm not.
No, but in this case, I need to know you liked him. No. But your brother is the one that blocked you.
No, I didn't like him.
Brother blocked.
I didn't get. I saw. If it were a case of Romeo and Juliet, where you guys like each other, but then the families
is
against. Then you could say you're a victim of family disputes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if and then he still comes back to you, that's just men being men.
Yeah.
What if I started liking him after he got married and I'm like,
it's fine. Thank you, Nomfundo.
But yeah, as to wrap up this conversation, are we victims of circumstances, or are we sometimes also the ones blocking our own blessings? We want to know from you. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or you can send your voice note on 0604933226. And then exactly at past, we will be sitting with the one and only Osvaldo Nyaka. He is back, of course, the 27th of January 2026. It is a new year with him. Can't wait to sit down and have a very exciting and a beautiful conversation, right? So we're going to be talking about the works of inspirational black author from the past who inspired African liberation, Frantz Fanon. How his work, Black Skin, White Mask, can be used in today's modern world in overcoming inferiority complex, right? A lot of people are scared of me because I'm light skinned. Right? So we're going to talk about that. Dissect.
It's a Mo thing.
Right? So let's take a break and then he will be with us. Leaving you with the great sounds of Prod Camps Amandla. is exactly 34. It is exactly 34 minutes past 34 minutes after the hour 9 o'clock. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your energetic start to your day accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. And before the break, we announced that we're going to be having a sit down with Osvaldo because every Tuesday we always explore our mind, which what we call the mind basket. Interesting conversations and people we ought to learn about. Right, and before the break, I read about this man, Franz Fanon, black skin. I think the book is called The White Mask, right? Black skin, The White Mask.
Yes.
Right. It's a groundbreaking exploration of race, identity, and the psychological effects of colonialism. In this work, Fanon examines how colonial domination and racism forced black individuals to adopt masks in order to navigate a world structured by whiteness. He analyzes language, culture, and social interaction as a site where oppression is internalized, leading to alienation and fractured selfhood. The book blends psychology, philosophy, and political critique, showing how colonialism distorts both personal identity and collective consciousness. Fanon argues that liberation requires dismantling these imposed masks and reclaiming authentic selfhood. His insights remain deeply relevant today, offering a lens to understand modern struggles with identity, representation, and self-discovery in a globalized post-colonial world. But before we do that, a very good morning to you, my God. Say, how are you doing this morning?
I am good. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you guys again.
Yeah, it's so good to see you in this new year. Of course, starting it on a very high positive note. I don't know about you.
I am.
Is it positive? But with that being said, Mr. Oz, talk to us because this is a very interesting book, interesting author, that we are talking about and of course are going to be discussing today. So let's hear from you in terms of, how did you discover and how did you get to learn about the work of this man?
Okay, so it's a funny thing where we just had the AFCON, right? And then I don't know if you remember that supporter, the one we used to stand still, the statue guy.
Oh, I think, is he a Senegal supporter?
What country is he supporting?
I don't think it's Senegal, but I remember that when the team
Burkina Faso.
dropped it.
Yes, I think he was a statue. He was representing Patrice Lumumba.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
okay.
Remember him. He was representing Patrice Lumumba. So as that's going on, I'm just, reading and doing the stuff that I really love doing and just talking about the inferiority complex. Why is it that we at times feel inferior to other people? And he was there, and then you search him, and you know how YouTube and all of these sites are. Once you start searching him, it takes you to a rabbit hole. Then from there came across his work, which is Frantz Fanon, and how he influenced the Algerian liberation movement, and then from there he also influenced Patrice Lumumba. He also influenced a lot of the movements across Africa, even down to the ANC. And then from there, then it references a couple of his books. Then two of his books came up, and then the first one that really caught my eye was this one, which is the Black Skin, White Masks book. So in that book, for me, it was a bit challenging because he was studying human behavior in a different way, and he came from personal experience. In that he was born in a French region, he fought for France, and after the war, he then got a scholarship to be able to study what he wanted, and then he became a psychiatrist. And when he became a psychiatrist, then he started working in Algeria, and the first thing that he noticed was that people in a psychiatric ward were just being put there. They were not being handled properly. You'd find that there's 5 or 6 people in one room sleeping on top of each other. And what he did is he revolutionized how psychiatry is actually practiced. And the first thing he did was he said that, look, the first thing we need to do is to bring back these people's humanity. We have to bring back their dignity. So that's how he practiced psychiatry. And in the process of doing that, of course, at that time, it was a very it was very race-based society that he lived in, where the French took over certain territories. It was the time of colonialism at that time, and Algeria was, of course, under there. And then through his work, he then took his work and diagnosed people in such a way that he wrote this. But he was not coming from an individual perspective. He was coming from a collective perspective when he wrote the book. Black Skin and White Mask. So he was looking at the collective consciousness of what was going on at the time. So instead of from the individual perspective.
So rather than focusing on Nommyp as an individual to say, this is what I have found just based on diagnosing her individually, he looked at perhaps the community of Dobsonville and how they were acting and then decided on that. Am I understanding it?
Yes. So you looked at the psychology around it, like what influences black culture? Why is it that black culture is dying?
Yeah.
And funny enough, the first thing he found in his work is that he said that the first thing that he found was that white people were considered to be humans, and anything that is black is subhuman and not human at all. So that's where now he started his work. Like I say, okay, so because you attribute inferiority to a black nation, to anything that is black, and white is superior, and anything that is white is then the beginning of humanity. Anything that is non-white is then non-human. So because of that inferiority complex that got created, that's now when you went into the work and started to see, okay, this is the impact of that thinking and that belief, and this is how then society is then constructed based on that belief, that we're making judgments based on skin color.
So it's more like, I don't want to put religion in it, but I also just feel like with religion as well, there's this whole perspective that when you think of God, you think of a white man. That's the perspective you have because God is superior. He's the almighty being. So in your mind, you are just like, you associate him with being Caucasian, for example, being light-skinned. And the devil is often, even in cartoons, painted as, black. So I understand what you're saying, because psychologically that affects you to say, whenever you see, that's why you get people who, whenever they see a white person, they start shaking and they can't express themselves and they can't stand up for themselves because they believe that this person is above me, even though we are equally educated, I might have a PhD, this person might just have like undergrad, but I would still have that thing to say, by the fact that this person, by virtue of their color or their race, they are much more superior than I am.
Yes.
So another very interesting thing is now coming to the breaking, the chains of this whole complex.
Yes.
Because Fanon spoke of the mask worn by black individuals in colonial societies. So what do these masks look like in today's professional and financial spaces?
Well, what I love about his work, right, is although he looked at it from a skin color perspective, but he also looked at it, there's a lot of references that you can make from a psychological perspective, that even today you can see how you can use it, whether in business, marketing, or society as a whole, right, is because remember that the foundation of it was to create a superior society versus a society that can't live up to that society. So how that mask then is, let's look at language, for example. A simple thing like language. If you study language all around the globe, you'll see that native languages are slowly dying out. And the reason for that is because English is the predominant language. And if the closer you are to speaking good language, the better your chances are of success in society. Now, if I come and I speak very great English language, and you put me next to someone who speaks a very good native language, in society you'll think that I'm superior to that person.
Yes, and you're smarter.
And I'm smarter just because I'm speaking a different language. Now, the difference there is not that I'm superior to that person. The difference is in the language that's been spoken. Now, he's not inferior to me, but his chances of success are lesser than mine because of the language barrier, because there's certain things that he can't express that I'm able to express in a world that is dominated by language.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways that that it creates that. And even when it comes to cultural things, where if you have a certain culture, your culture believes that, okay, this is how we worship God. And in our worshiping of God, these are the rituals that we go through.
Yeah.
Because that's not recognized and it's not something that's really practiced or marketed, then your culture then becomes inferior to the culture that's predominantly being practiced.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things that you see in cultural and language differences that goes on even until today.
Yeah.
Now, what I found very interesting about that is that in all these systems and in all these psychological works, it's all about creating a system that compares individuals or creating an image that a person cannot live up to, and therefore they always feel inferior to it because they can't live up to it. And in his work, he went in and he said that back then, no matter how good of a language or French language you spoke, you will never live up to the person who has a white skin, because you're not that person and you can never live up to that person because he doesn't acknowledge your culture. You're forever acknowledging his culture. But you can never be fully grasped in that.
Yeah.
And now in the pursuit of you trying to become that, now you create this inferiority complex that all of a sudden you're not black enough. Because now you don't relate as much to the people from the culture that you grew up in.
Yeah.
Now you're not good enough, you're not black enough, and you're not also white enough. So now that creates a different psychological profile and on the individual.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, you guys know I'm a lover girl, so I'm going to take it to relationships, right?
Yes,
please.
Now that you're speaking about this, especially with like the reference that you made to English, you find people that grew up in rural areas get to a point where, for example, girls like me that love speaking English or are forever surrounded by people where they need to speak English. You find that guys in rural areas have this thing to say, she is above me, and they feel inferior because you are like level of exposure. I'm exposed to these things. I speak this type of language. Therefore, even if he is worthy of being with me, they just already, it's internalized to say, like, I don't deserve this girl.
Yes.
Like, how do these things manifest themselves in relationships? Do you think this inferiority complex also plays out in relationships where people are just like, I really love her, Nommy's a really good girl, but I'm not going to ask her out because I don't stand a chance. I can't even speak English. I'm not even eloquent as she is, and I haven't been exposed to the opportunity that she's been exposed to.
Oh yes. Now, the interesting thing to realize is that no one is born inferior.
Okay.
It's so inferiority is dependent on you feeding it and feeding the psychological belief of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that comes through comparison. And one of the things you find that in a relationship is the reason why he's saying he's not good enough for you is because he's thinking that you've got something that he doesn't have. So he's comparing his form to your form and thinking, well, that form is superior to my form. So because of that, now he's saying, well, she's got something that I don't have. That means he's putting you on a pedestal, and then he becomes then inferior to you. That's then the comparison that will then happen. And until he finds something that's to the same capacity as yours in his own form, then you'll feel that he's playing on the same level field as you. But until then you're going to probably, if you guys had to get into a relationship, you would probably run the relationship based on the fact that he feels that he's inferior to you.
Therefore, I'm always right.
Therefore, you will always be right until the day he figures that, oh, this thing that I'm infatuated with Nommyp, I also have it in my own form. Therefore, she doesn't need to be above me. And where is it that I'm better than Nommyp? To compensate for the fact that she's better than me in this area. And that's then now when you make that psychological breakthrough in a relationship.
Now, I'm interested in asking you, do you think it is colonialism? Because also with things like Group Areas Act and Apartheid, also those things played a role to say we have a mindset that if you're from Sandton, for example, you posh.
Yes.
We treat you a certain way. When we speak to you, for example, if someone from Sandton walked in here, I bet you the way we speak would change. The way we sit
the way
as
you
well.
sit, the way you eat,
your
also.
posture. Yes, like I'm here, I'm drinking sparkling water, and my posture has changed. And I'm like, hey guys, this is Vooka Breakfast Show, and my name is Nommyp. But if someone from Dobsonville, for example, Extension 3 came in, I'm still slouching. I weather this bottle, I'm just playing with it, you know, because we already have that thing. Even though these are two black people, the way we view them, do you think colonialism has actually played a role even in that sense?
It has, but it has played a role because remember, the whole idea of colonialism is the fact that says that this group of people is better than this group of people based on skin color. That's one basis of it. Or colonialism says that because we've taken over this area, we've got the right to decide how these people must live. And therefore, we will control the resources and control how the movement is done in this particular area. So everything that we do is designed to make you feel that you're inferior to what the power is at that specific moment in time. Right? So to counteract that, then you would then need the opposite of that to then say, no, just because someone's from Sandton or someone's from Dobsonville, there's no difference in them. The benefits of speaking to someone from Dobsonville is the fact that you can, relax, be yourself, and be free, communicate in a different manner. Speaking to someone from Sandton, now you sort of have to communicate in a specific language, have to adapt to it, mind yourself, and you have to adapt. And that then proves the fact that there is no true thing as a fully realized identity. Identity is in a continuous flux. What we're doing, we're just judging behaviors, and through those behaviors, we're then making these judgments through behaviors. But identity itself is not something that is fixed. You're not fixed. There's no you always adapt. But again, remember that colonialism just looked at the fact that, okay, let's look at skin color and base every single judgment based on skin color. They didn't look at the individual aspect of it. Only after some time, then we got different thinkers like Steve Biko said, no, I understand that you think through a skin color, but let's take it further. Let's talk about consciousness now. And that is then black consciousness. How does the black person relate to the world? How is a black person's thinking?
The awakening of a black person as well.
Yes, and of course he died for his ideas, but so that many other people had contradicting philosophies that went against the churches, went against all of these society inferiority complexes that were created.
Very interesting. Very, very. I feel like we don't have enough time for this conversation. It really deserves like 45 minutes to an hour. But let's talk about some of the teachings that he gave in his writings and things of that nature. What do you think is the in terms of when we're citing language as a form of oppression, right? How do you see language shaping identity and power in modern South Africa specifically? Based on what Nommyp said, that we're seeing not just in South Africa but all over the world that English is used as a tool for measurement. All right, but slowly but surely that notion is being tried to be broken. So how do you see language as a form of power in terms of trying to break the oppression that has been instilled in the black society?
The thing is, right, is the challenge that I find with language, right, and why a lot of native languages are dying is because so power is in being able to name things, right? And if you look at native languages don't seem to have words for new things. So like, for example, if I told you, if I asked you what is terabyte in Zulu, what would you say it is? You see,
I mean,
so
I don't know. Yeah.
You see, you don't know because that concept and that idea hasn't been invented yet. But the word terabyte is a word that didn't exist.
Many years ago.
Many years ago. So it didn't exist, but then it's a word that was made up, and you said no, it's an English word that is used to describe something. So this language thing is because it's used to describe a reality. So the challenge that we have with native languages is that it's not progressing beyond a certain point.
It's limited.
It's limited to maybe perhaps like moral values per se, or whatever that limitation is. Now, it needs to cross that boundary and to be able to name new things. If I asked you to name a camera in Zulu, what would you say it is? You see,
You know what that makes me think, right? It makes me think again, inferiority complex, because in language, I will refer to mine. In Zulu, we have words, or we were taught, I don't know whether it's changed, words that are borrowed from either Afrikaans or English. For example, iwindi comes from window, which is English. Ifastera is Afrikaans, you know. So do you think also in language, we also do have, there's an extension of that to say we're not smart enough to invent our own words. We need to wait for them and then just borrow from English. For example, terabyte wouldn't exist. It's like a difference to say like iskatla. It's a word we come with. But rather than that, we would say terabytes, which at the end of the day is still the word terabytes, which is English.
Yes, you see, and this is the thing that I'm saying, that this inferiority complex thing is a myth, because English itself borrows a lot of its descriptions from Latin.
Sure.
You see, so terabyte, you find that terra is in Latin is related to land. Terra, I know that in Portuguese has to do with land.
Okay.
You see, so English in itself borrows from other languages. So this whole inferiority complex thing is a myth. So it's just, so inferiority complex needs, it needs to be fed for it to exist.
Okay.
So you then need to then do the opposite of that. Of course, then you'd have to get to individual level, society level, and all the way up. But it's just that his work, right, from my interpretation, from studying it, is that it showed that you can systematically make a society believe that they're not good enough for something by creating an image that they can never live up to. And that's how you control someone. Right? And across border, you go into dating, they'll tell you, okay, the best man that you must be with is a man that knows what you're thinking, which is impossible. Now you are out here looking for a man that knows what you're thinking.
Yet my thoughts change every
time
second.
is not on our side, right? We do have a last question for you. So, in terms of the practical steps, right? Because we know that breaking chains is also a journey that people themselves need to walk on. I mean, we know that Steve Biko spoke about how the shackles were physical to now becoming psychological, right? So, what practical steps can individuals take to dismantle this inherited inferiority complexes in their daily lives?
Oh, wow, that's a beautiful question. I think the best thing that God has ever given us, He's actually given us the gift of awareness. I think that with everything that I do and teach is that with awareness, you're able to be aware of a lot of things. And being aware, you're able to understand that there's nothing that exists that you don't have. So the practical thing that I would do is to be able to identify what you see in other people and actually awaken your own self-awareness to see where you actually have it in your own form, in your own life. And that's bad, good and bad. So if, for instance, you're looking at colonization and be like, oh no, white people are very, violent, then you have to look at, okay, where are black people as equally as violent as white people? Where are black people as equally brilliant as white people? And try to awaken that. So it's all about, we call it like owning the traits of the greats, where you actually go in and be like, okay, the traits that I see in others, I also see it in myself, and awaken that within yourself.
Mr. Oz, thank you so much. We know we don't have enough time, but I feel like it deserves, a part 2 where you come back again and dive deep. Dive deep. But with that being said, thank you so much for your time. We look forward into having you again and continuing this conversation.
Cool.
Right, 2 minutes till we hit the 10 o'clock on the dot, and it's still a beautiful Choose You Tuesday because we chose you with this wonderful conversation, and you have something that you can learn. Nommyp, in 30 seconds, last thing.
Grab opportunities. And I feel like today's episode is just linking everything.
Yeah.
We first talked about missed opportunities. We talked about imposter syndrome. And now we're talking about inferiority. Oh, this word, complex. So wrap everything up. Don't miss opportunities. When opportunities present themselves, make sure that you grab them. 2, when you get there, don't have imposter syndrome and feel like you don't deserve to be there. The fact that you made it to that line means you are deserving. Also, inferiority complex is a myth, as we've just learned.
Yeah.
So walk in there, own the space, take up the space. Wherever you go, walk confidently and dominate.
Yeah, till we see each other same time, same place right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Have a nice day. Leaving you with the good sounds of King Sesa, Wanna Be Free.
Toodaloo.
Wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising. Above it all, I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I always say dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising. I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free.
because our memory was superior to theirs,
Yeah.
they found a way to write things down because they saw that our memory is superior to theirs.
Yeah.
And they couldn't keep up.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think they might have, yeah. But look at what's happening now because we didn't write our own things down. You know?
They are giving us history that is
Books,
not accurate.
books, please. Guys,
Yeah.
we need to look
And
smart.
history is never accurate because history is just, again, based on someone's perspective, you know? Because I mean, like, one of the reasons why I struggled with reading a lot of this stuff is because most of my heroes are white, right? And look, like, for example, look at Steve Biko. He's not celebrated as much as Socrates.
Yeah.
But Steve...
Yeah, Kwame Nkrumah.
Pronouncing it correctly.
But Steve
Kwame.
Biko died for an idea.
Yeah.
Which was black consciousness idea, and he got killed for that idea. Socrates died because he didn't want to give up his beliefs as well, so they made him drink poison. But that's celebrated. Now that, okay, this was a rebel that we celebrated, it means you got to stand up and live for your ideas. But Steve Biko, we say, no, he died for black people. But no, he died for the idea of consciousness. So he died for an idea, not just for black-skinned people.
So, like, how far can the idea go? Because